Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday afternoon, the day before Halloween. How's it going? Anyway, my name's Jerry. You're watching 3DHP. I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook page and Facebook group. So, anyway, I got my pension check today. I've been out back working on my wood project. My patio I've been closing. I've been working on that a little bit and working on some models and trying to get a different shirt on that looks okay for the stream. Yep, it's Dallas Cowboys. Yep, they've been losing. I haven't seen the last couple games, but anyway, it fits me, so I'm wearing this shirt. So let me pop over and chat and see who's here. Hey, John Mack, how you doing, John? Hey, Matt, how's it going? Yeah, I sent out a bunch of links to a whole bunch of people in case they want to pop in, because usually in my Hangout streams, I stream for 3 or 4 hours. Let me share my invite. John Mack, if you'd like to drop in and hang out, you're welcome to. Here, let me put it down here in chat. And like every week when I do a hangout on Sunday, Friday, whatever day I do the hangout on, they kind of start out slow and they pick up, and then people start popping in and talking about their hobbies and printing and things like that. And whenever I do a hangout, it's hobby related. We're strictly trying to stay on point with talking about hobby type stuff, what you're working on, 3D printing, CNC, laser, anything like that. So, Eccentric Nut, how you doing? Very nice to see you. And yeah, I'm just working on the Ghostbuster car. If you guys seen some of my pictures I posted, I was doing the back half of the car, and I had some really bad under extrusion issues, and I cranked up the temp on the PLA. I was using some ZYLTECH gray, and it didn't really help any. So I changed filaments, and I put a black in that I've had for a very long time, and it wasn't bonding properly. It's like, you know what, this looks like shit. So I stopped the print, and I stopped the print, aborted it. I went back in the net fab. I re-sliced the back part of the car and cleaned the nozzle, and I'm good to go. And I'm printing the rest of it now. You can see on the Hypercube right there. I probably got about yay much to go. It'll probably take a million days. I'm printing at 70 millimeters a second, and it takes a little bit, but it's getting there. And the car's looking pretty damn good. I got some primer on it. That way I can show all the flaws off, so I know what to putty and what not to putty. But it's getting there. So Matt is a lot further along. Matt Nicholas is doing this also, and he's a lot further along than I am. But, it's getting there. It's a fun project. It's a ton of miles of work. I went to Home Depot today to buy a tube of spot putty, and they don't have tubes, but they got little containers for like $14. I bought a little can of spot putty so I can do a bunch of sanding and putting and sanding and putting and primering, and, you know how it is. So, and I got this printed in ABS, my CR10, using glue stick. I printed differential, the rear end, the underside of the car, and here's a gas tank right here for 59 Caddy, and here's where the rear wheels will go. And I'm printing the middle section I'm printing the front right now, and then when that's done, then I'll print the middle section. So there's still got a bunch of parts to print, but I've got a whole heap of stuff right here next to me that I've got primed so I can see all the flaws in it and touch it up and prime it again. And anyway, so I'll probably be working on this car for, I'm going to guess, say at least 2 months. So anyway, it'll be fun. And next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, I'm having Wexter on. It's going to be really cool to see him. And maybe in a few weeks, in 2 or 3 weeks, Photos Mint might be on. We'll have to wait and see how that goes because he's busy with some projects. But Wexter will definitely be on next Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific. It's a lot later and where he lives at in the world, so we have to run the stream a little earlier. But, whenever I have a live stream with weekly guests on, I have to accommodate whatever is good for their schedule, what works for them. It's when I come on. So, anyway. I've been working too much. I got a Prusa 25S upgrade about a month ago and still have to chance to get it all together yet. I love the size of the car. Thank you very much. Yeah, Prusa. I've never owned a Prusa yet. One of these days, maybe I'll have a Mini, or maybe I will build a Mini from scratch. Not really sure, but I don't have a Prusa. So to add to my arsenal of different things that I have. I've got 2 original CR10s. I've got like 5 Ender 3s. I think 2 are Pros. I've got an Ender XL that I made 500 millimeters tall. I've got my ZYLTECH Hypercube. It's 400 by 400 by 500 that I built. And I got a Tivo Tarantula Pro and an Ender 3 V2 that just came out recently, and 1 resin printer, the original Elegoo Mars that I've replaced the screen on twice. I've had that for a year now. And when I get the money together, or I can review one, I want to get a much larger mid-size resin printer, like $600 range. So I'm looking at reviewing a few different ones. I've contacted a few people waiting to hear back. And if that doesn't pan out, then I'll have to find, come up with some funds, hopefully sell some models, and I can buy a bigger resin printer. So if anybody would like to jump in and hang out, you're welcome to. Please hit the like and subscribe. Ring the bell to be notified next time I go live. But I love thumbs ups. If you need a thumbs down me, well, that's fine too. But, any kind of interaction is great. So and if you want to jump in to hang out, there's a link there in the description. Or, yeah, I just posted a link in chat if you want to jump in and hang out and talk about your hobby stuff and what you got going on. And then I PM'd like 10 different people that might pop in here or there just to let them know what's going on. If they didn't know it, I went ahead and PM'd them in case they might want to pop in. So what's everybody working on? How's it going today? What are you doing or not doing? John Mack, what are you doing? I haven't seen you pop in a stream in a really long time. I know you're always in chat here, there, and everywhere, but I haven't seen you in a stream in a long time. All right, I'll pull that up on the screen. I can see it. YouTube has a delay of like 20 to 25 seconds, it seems like. It takes forever for things to pop up in StreamYard. Just been working. Yep, the world we live in is quite a place, isn't it? Hopefully things will get better, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Things are fine until you turn on the news and watch what's going on, but if you kind of hang out at home and you don't go any place very, very often, you kind of, we're not being real social with people, and you don't watch the news, and you kind of don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's a mess. Anyway, I was in a live stream the other day, and Dan Brewster asked, "Show us your stickers." And I had a brain fart. I was thinking about the stickers that I have over here on my enclosure from everybody that sent me stickers, or I've got them from projects. But he was talking about my stickers. I had a bunch of these made up on Sticker Mule. I've got 50, a special 50 for $20. So I ordered some. I put some in my wife's name, and then I put some in my dog's name. So I got 150, and I've mailed out about half of them to people that I know around the world I've sent stickers to. But I have a link on my Facebook group if anybody wants, or you can here. If anybody would like a sticker, if I don't personally know you and socialize with you all the time, I'll mail you one anywhere in the U.S. for $1.50, anywhere in the world for $2.50. So, and I can mail you one of my stickers. But they're holographic. They're 3" by 3". They're really cool stickers. So, and if you know me or I associate with you all the time, then PM me your address and I'll mail you one at no charge. And the reason I'm charging, because it pays for my postage and it helps to pay for the price of the sticker. So when I run out one of these days and there's no special, I can buy more stickers. That's the theory behind it. So, and then a stamp out of the U.S., it's $1.20 a stamp. So, yeah, it's shiny. Hey, Andrew S., how you doing? Hey, Red Light, what's going on? And for anybody who wants to drop in and hang out, or if you're working out in your garage, taking things apart and working all the time, you're welcome to join in. But yeah, it's 3:38 here in Las Vegas. I figured I'll be streaming for at least 3 or 4 hours. And like I say, I'm live on 2 places on Facebook and then here on YouTube also. He's in the garage. Yes, you're always in the garage. You need to put on your VR headset, hang out in the house, get on your computer, play some games, not work so much. So, but I'm sure you make time for other things. Yeah, I'm just working on my garage project out back. Let me go here to my mail real quick. And I sent myself some pictures. Let me put them in StreamYard. If you see me ducking my head, it's because I have a camera right in front of my screen. I'm trying to look around it to see what I'm looking at. It kind of gets in the way. But if I put it back on top of my monitor, then I'm never looking up at the monitor looking at everybody. So this way it kind of looks like I'm looking at everybody. Let's see. Here's a couple of pictures. Let me go pull these in. Yeah, I went to Home Depot to buy some T111 siding, and they didn't have exactly what I wanted. This is more like a particle board type material that I'm using. It's like 25 bucks a sheet. So anyway, here's a picture here. Here's inside of my patio. I'm starting to get that enclosed, that wall there. And then I bought a kit for the door frame that I have to get mounted. And there's the outside of it there. That's already primed. So, and I didn't want to stucco it. I want this to be a permanent thing. So that's why I didn't go with stucco and styrofoam and chicken wire. Sean Butler, how you doing? Hello over on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, above the video that where I just went live, if you click that URL, I will be able to see your name and who you are in chat. But at the moment, I don't know who you are. And if you don't click that, I won't know until I get off of streaming later. Then I go back on Facebook and look at my comments, and I can see who's saying hi. Yeah, more workspace. Yeah, I'm going to move my resin printer out there and all my paint stuff out there. And that way I can free up more counter space in here. And it's right next, it's an outside, it's underneath my existing house. I'm just going to put a wall up and a door and a doggy door to enclose it, basically insulate it. I'm not going to take strip to stucco or nothing like that. And I'll take down the outside light and I'll put 2 LEDs up there on the roof to make it really bright in there. And then I have a slider right here that goes into that room, which goes onto the patio. I'll just leave the slider. So whenever I want, I can just, have a double, lock the door up. So anyway, let me grab a tire. Let's see how the tire fits. Oh, my tires here are resin printed at 250% scale. I'll probably have to do a little sanding, but let's see. No, they fit. So anyway, and the flat spot down, so be like yay. Oh boy, lots and lots of sanding to do. When I done the hood on this car, one of my stepper motors on my Z went out on my CR10, and I have a ton of I got a zillion lines in this hood I got to sand out. Tons of work, and PLA is harder than hell to work with, but when it comes to sanding, but I'll get it. And then the stuff in blue here I just showed you, that's an ABS. Yep, it's hard to come up with space. Then I got my garage on the other side of the house where I got all my tools and everything. I don't park in there. And that's where I got my MPCNC set up in there. So whenever I get the firmware put on it, work on it, and get it running, then I'll have to take a laptop out there and see if I can get on the internet and have a camera in that room so I'm out there working. I can stream from my garage. Hello, Viking. How you doing? And everybody's welcome to jump in. If you want to jump in, hang out and chat, talk about what you got going on this week, what you've been printing, what you're doing for Halloween. I think most people are probably just staying at home for Halloween, but you can go to the store and get a great deal on some candy. Well, actually, the day after, people love to hoard candy the day after Halloween when they mark it down 50%. So, and I went and I bought milk duds. I've been seeing Joel lately with all these milk duds getting sent to him, and he loves milk duds. And I haven't had these things, I don't know, 20, 30 years, but I went ahead and got me some milk duds. I don't have any teeth, so I got to kind of suck on them. I can't chew them very well, but thought I'd try me some milk duds. So, and I got my Monster. I bought a 4-pack. These are watermelon here that are really good. I bought a 4-pack. I think they're lemonade. They're in the fridge. I got them at Walmart. For some reason, almost every day, I don't know if I don't sleep well. My wife says I snore like a freight train. I'm just exhausted almost every day, all day. And then usually in the evening when it's about time to go to bed, I wake up and I'm lively, and then I don't want to go back to bed. So, but I usually drink a Monster here and there. I've been drinking 2 or 3 a week. I never used to drink them at all. Yeah, them are good. Back in the day when Monster first came out, they had the green ones. I didn't really care for the taste of the green ones, but I like these other flavors. They're real good. Let me pop my chat back out over here on YouTube. I can't see the screen. All right, there it is. Anyway, if you want to pop in, hang out, you're welcome to. And like I say, the Ghostbuster car, for those that came in the last couple minutes, I've only been streaming for 15 minutes now. The Ghostbuster car is getting there. So, and I'll be chroming the front grille. When I get all the body work done, this thing's 100%. I will prime the grille, the high gloss black, and I'll take my airbrush. I got some airbrush chrome made by a company called Alclad. I will lightly airbrush the high gloss black, and as long as you don't do it too heavy, it will shine and look like $1,000,000. But if you go back over it a couple times, now it's going to turn silver on you. You got to do a real light coat the first time and then leave it be, and it'll look perfect. But if you think it don't look good enough, you start going back over it, well, then you kind of screw it up and then it turns silver on you. Because that high gloss black has to beam through that light coating, dusting of a chrome. So I'm not an expert. That's just my opinion from my own experience. I'm not an expert at anything. I just do a lot of different things. And I got my, like everybody, I got my opinion on what does or doesn't work for myself. Astro Printer, how you doing? Good to see you. You want to hop in Astro Printer and hang out? There's a link there in the stream if you want to hang out and chat about whatever you got going on. But yeah, these doors here, I've got a lot of stringing. Here comes David Petzel. Device not connected. Oh, here he is. Hey, David, how you doing? Yeah, these doors here, I've got a lot of stringing. Here comes David Petzel. Device not connected. Turn off your YouTube, David. Hey, David, how you doing? Yeah, these doors here, I've got a lot of stringing. Here comes David Petzel. Device not connected. Turn off your YouTube, David. Hey, David, how you doing? Yeah, these doors. Hey, David. Can you hear me? William, how you doing?
William, how you doing? Jerry, how are you?
Somebody's got YouTube on.
Not me, mine's muted.
Hey, David.
Yep.
Walton Harris, how you doing? Hey, Walton, here's the link if you want to jump in and hang out and tell us about your Ghostbusters, your car you're working on, or your other projects from David Chambers. You're welcome to join in and hang out for a little bit. I usually stream for 3 to 4 hours every Friday and Sunday usually. Can you hear me, David? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Nope, David, I can't hear you. You're off center of the camera, and I can't hear you talking. How's it going, Liam? What are you been up to?
It's the usual trash, work, and work. I don't have the pleasure of having of being retired, so having time to do other stuff. And I've been setting up. You probably saw my notice. I'm going to be interviewing Bill Go next week. You know Bill?
Bill
Go.
Bill Gold.
He's the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer for JG Maker.
Okay, no, I don't know him.
Yeah, he's the guy he's one of the big noises behind the Kickstarter for the Artist-E.
I messaged him wanting to review it, and I kind of got a So
he only had a handful. He literally only had a handful. But I'm not talking about product. I wanted, because everybody's been dealing with this guy, and I know him, right? Because I've dealt with him for a while before he went to JG Maker. So I'm going to do a get to know Bill Gow, get to find out what they're going to Bill Go, get to find out what the plans are and how things are going with their Kickstarter, and find out what they're planning for after that. Because everyone, you don't build a printer and not know what's coming down the line. So I'm going to try and get him to tease out of him what's next after the Artist-E is done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's next Thursday night. I'm going to be chatting with him.
They've got a few bugs from all the videos I've seen to work out, but other than that, it looks like a great printer.
Yeah, And like they've even made changes from the beta versions that was sent out. They've actually made changes on them since then. So it's going to be better. And so many people were asking for stuff like touch screens during the middle of the Kickstarter. He said, "Okay, I give in. We'll do a pro version and we'll put in touchscreen in there for you." So that won't be coming out until the spring, like in January. That'll be shipping in January is their goal. But they're just finalizing the design of it right now, and they're going to start shipping it in January. What they're going to do.
Okay.
And then, like I've never seen anybody respond to the end users so fast because they said, we want this, and he said, okay, yeah, you have it now. It was kind of cool. I've worked with him before, as I said, even when he was with Soval, because he was with Soval before he went to JG Maker. And I did some dealings with him over there, and it's nice to see how responsive they've been. So if other companies work like that with end users, every printer would be phenomenal. There wouldn't be pieces of, like, some people buy. Let's be honest. There's a lot of crap out there, right? And there's a lot of stuff like you get it, you turn it on, and you get the magic smoke coming out of some of them.
Well, yeah, a lot of companies are making printers. They're saying, "Here, buy it," and then you fix a problem, let us know, and then we'll try to fix it. They need to be working out the door and have all their quality control, whatever, done up front.
And that's what's happening here. It's nice to have a company work closely with the end users to build features in something that everybody likes. So it's nice.
What have you been up to, Tim?
Oh, not a whole lot. Been a busy week. I bought 4 printers this week, but just for a job that I may be getting. So, but if I don't get the job, so I have a few extra printers, not a big deal.
So, do you typically bid your print? If you have to buy a printer for a job, you kind of usually work the price of that printer into the job, right?
Yeah. In this case, it's worked in. I should know by tomorrow if I'm going to get this job. It would be 5,000 of these pieces here.
Oh yeah,
COVID door openers.
Yeah, I've already done about 400 or 500 this week for this same. It's almost like a broker that's selling them across the country for us. So.
Oh, cool,
nice.
Yeah, so I purchased Anycubics, the i3 Mega. They had them on sale for a decent price here, and it's been one of my most reliable printers, to be honest. And the only thing, they're loud, but I just throw in some TMC 2208s and silent them right down, and eventually I'll put some new fans in the power supply units because they're a bit loud. But in the office here, I don't care about the noise, so it doesn't bother me so much. So
I've never used any Cubics. I don't have any of those.
No.
Did you get my sticker, Liam? I sent you.
No, did you get mine?
Not yet.
Oh, it's in. Well, I sent it Monday, so you should be. Okay. If you don't get it by, I'd say early next week, let me know. But
where's it coming from?
Should be there.
Where's it coming from? I forget where you're at.
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Yeah, I should have had it 3 days.
Well, with the way things are happening right now at the post office, I've seen stuff take 8 to 10 days.
Okay.
I got yours, Jerry.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you got
it. I love it. As soon as I get my new ones done, I'm going to send them out. So
okay.
I just don't have any new ones yet. So
yeah, whenever I get a sticker, well, if I get more than one, then my wife has to have one. I guess she's collecting my stickers too. I put them on my enclosure, and then whenever I do a video here and there, like I did the other day, I go by and I kind of film them. That way, I get show off everybody's stickers and kind of
I made myself a little box this week. My business partner's into playing some dice games, so I fabricated up a dice box to hold these. They're sort of the Vegas style professional dice. So
nice.
Threw some little 1 millimeter thick magnets on them, and they just pop in there nice. And then I've also
cool.
Just nice text on it. So yeah.
So you're using rare earth magnets?
Yes. Yeah. This is the Area 1 glow in the dark filament. Worked really well, and that was printed on my Anycubic. And I did that up in a Fusion 360. I'm actually quite enjoying designing these boxes in the Fusion 360. So it's
my
fun.
go-to printer is my Ender 5 Plus.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can now.
I can see your yellow shoulder, but I can't see your face.
Yeah, see your shoulder. See a mustache. Oh, there you go.
We're getting him in pieces.
I've got this old idea pad, and I put Linux on it, and I'm trying to see if there's enough to it to give me a live stream. I don't know if I've been getting some bad audio on it, but
Well, the sound is good.
We'll
but
see.
The video's a little bit on the jumpy side. That could be your internet speed, though.
I just put a fourth subnet in my house so I could have something in the garage, and right now
Turn it down. Turn it down just a little bit, David. Turn down your mic just a little bit. There he is. How you doing, Mr. Matt? Yeah, I sent out like 10 different people links. I PM'd them on Facebook, other than the ones that I post here, just in case people wanted to jump in. So I wouldn't have to talk to myself for an hour.
I can spend about a half hour on here. I gotta go home. I'm being taken out for a birthday dinner tonight. So.
Hey, Robbie Mac, how you doing?
Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. 29 years old today.
Happy birthday.
29 a bit's your own business. That's what I always say. I'm 21 and a bit. The extra bit's my problem.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Is Tim Conway still alive?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay. So I know the older generation probably recognize you as Tim Conway constantly, but the younger people wouldn't know that.
I used to get mistaken all the time. I used to go on a lot of cruises in my previous life, and I've been approached on cruise ships several times, people thinking I'm Tim Conway.
Hello, Dan. How you doing? Mr. Richard?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
I don't know who Tim Conway is. I'm not from. I didn't grow up there.
The Carol Burnett Show. Tim Conway, comedian, very funny man.
Dwarf on golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know a lot of these guys from around here, unless we're international celebrities. I wouldn't have heard.
Hello,
of
Matt.
Hey, how goes it?
Dan Brewster, tip your camera down a little bit. I'm seeing more of your fan than your face. There you go. All right.
Wow.
There we go.
So what's everybody working on today? You got any projects you're working on?
Trying to get this new printer printing properly, and I think that my issue has been speed on the first layer.
Too fast.
Yeah, I think it's been going too fast, but I had to slow it down to a creep speed, and I finally got the first layer to work.
Are you doing PLA?
First part of it was a little quicker, and then the rest of it was slowed down a fair bit, and it made a huge difference. That camera's not focusing too well, so
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be leveling too. That corner looks like it didn't lay it down enough.
Yeah, that
a little
happened.
bit.
I ran this square in 12 places on the bed, and I had the same issue until I slowed it right down. So, anyways, I'll play with a little more. That's half the fun of this hobby.
Yeah.
This business.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Robbie Mack, and saying hi. We appreciate it. You're always welcome to join in whenever you want. Yeah, speaking of the first layer that you're having there, I invited Richard and Brian. I PM both of them if they want to pop in. Because I don't think Richard's never jumped into any of my hangouts, but Brian has.
Yeah, I don't know if Richard has or not. No, I haven't seen Richard in any of yours.
Yeah,
I know he's getting ready for tomorrow night's broadcast. But
I had him and Brian on as a guest last year on my weekly live stream, but I've never had Richard in a hangout. We're just chit chatting.
oh, okay.
Let me see something here.
Yeah,
Matt's frozen. Oh, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking. I'm transferring the last bit of footage today over to the computer to wrap up with editing for the newest Ecto episode. And this one's a long one. I've been working on it and painting since 7 this morning. So I'm going.
Yeah, I stopped the print on the Hypercube. I ripped off all that crap. I can't work with that. And I re-sliced it and I recut it in NetFab, and I'm reprinting that back part.
Yeah, it's always always. Did you figure out roughly the layer height where it took it down?
Yeah, I eyeball it. I just look in NetFab. I look at my model, and I've always been pretty accurate on guesstimating where things are based on the design or what else might be around it, and just I whack it. And if I have to do a little cutting or sanding, I'll make it work. I've done that for a long time.
Yeah, just print a full extra bottom or top layers. You got something to sand. But yeah, that thing's gonna start turning into a.
Yeah, it's already getting heavy, so I can imagine what yours feels like.
Wow,
Jesus.
God, man. But, like I said, so far I'm somewhere between 9 and 11 rolls of PBS into that sucker. Like it's a monster. It's
I'm gonna drop out.
Question.
Alrighty.
If you're going through that much filament, why don't you buy larger spools? Because it's cheaper in the long run.
Because larger spools are fine in theory, and it depends on your extruders. The extruders on the 410, although I do have an alternate spool to hold a larger spool. Been there, done that. I find it doesn't make the extruder happy. It doesn't change the length of these any longer, and it's a factor that increases potential failure. So yeah, no, I it in this particular case, part of the filament is sponsored anyway for this build, and some of it is left over from previous sponsored builds. So I've
got multiple printers I'm printing different parts on, so I can't use larger spools. I'd have to have multiple large spools. It wouldn't work out. Nowhere to put the spool. So
I buy 2.5 kilo spools, but I do mostly PETG.
Jerry, your model I thought was big. Yeah, it's bigger than this. Much bigger.
That's cool. Very nice. Very nice.
How wide is that sucker?
This right here, about 37 inches.
It's roughly the same for bumper to bumper on Ecto.
Jesus. Well, that's a Steve Gonzalez transformer, Bumblebee.
Off of special STLs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got Shockwave coming up next.
So what's Frag been up to? I haven't heard from Frag in a while.
Dude, he's been enjoying the displeasures and pains of home ownership.
Yeah, I've seen his house. Very nice. Yeah, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, I am having Wexter on.
Okay.
And then hopefully in a few weeks, I'll probably have Podesman on in a few weeks. He's got a lot going on right now, moving and things.
Nice.
And I talked to ZYLTECH about having them on. I know they did the walkthrough recently on Facebook, and I chatted with a couple of them on a private stream on StreamYard. And sometime in 3 or 4 weeks, I want to have them on and do another walkthrough. And, they'll be on one of my weekly live streams.
I haven't been over to their new location yet. Ever since all this COVID crap and stuff, I haven't been over there.
Yeah, I went out this morning with my wife, grocery shop, and went to Home Depot and showed me to wear my wedding ring. So I put on my gold band, which is loose on my finger. And right before the stream started, I looked at my hands like, oh, shit, where'd the ring go? I don't remember taking it off, so I bet you it fell off my hand somewhere.
That's why I got the groove ring. I don't have to worry about it. Just they're a little silicone. Don't even have to mess with them.
Did I manage to do my windscreen? I'm not sure what you're talking about, windscreen.
Oh, he means the vacuum, the vacuum mold.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. But instead of putting it in my oven, which I don't think I'm going to do after all the great advice I got from Matt, I did find a small heater I have out in the garage. I used to have it in a pop-up trailer. It blows air. And I'm going to build a box over top of that, have the heater underneath it, so all the heat from that goes straight up. And then I'll just set the plate down on top of it. So I think that'll work fine. Because this little portable heater puts out a ton of heat. It blows it out. And I think that'll work perfect. But on the back end, let's see. Oh, Dan Brewster, I finally realized what you're talking about. You wanted me to show my stickers, not necessarily the stickers from everybody else.
Yeah.
You're talking about that one right there.
Yeah.
That I've been mailing out to people. Yeah. But what I'm going to do is I got this frame right here. This is 1 foot by 1 foot. This is PETG sheet, which is, it's got the plastic coating on it. You know, the first layer pouring, you peel it off. And then I'll put that over top of it. I'll get it really hot and saggy, and I'll experiment. And then here's my larger vacuum former box. I made 2 of them. Here's my larger one right here. I'll hook up a shop vac. And on one of the videos I've seen, like most of them, they have a guide so you can try to get it over your model. I'll just bump both corners, drop it straight down, and suck over it, except I haven't done it yet. I was outside yesterday on all my bucks, sanding them down, their ABS. And there's layer lines and stuff on the top of them, so I was trying to get them smooth enough that when that molten plastic doesn't take the shape of those lines. So, but I haven't tried it yet, but, you know, I will. It's like everything. I dabble here and there and tinker around, and then I'm going live here for 3 or 4 hours. So that's time taken up that I could be tinkering on something else. But most of the time I just sit down, unfortunately, watch Netflix. Oh, Mandalorian season 2 starts today. So when I'm done here, I will be up till probably midnight, 1 in the morning, binge watch if they have more than 1 episode. I'm hoping they got.
They only got 1.
Oh man,
they're doing 1 a week, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've already watched it. Not going to give you spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, please don't. I'll turn off your mic and bump you off stream.
Yeah, we'll vote you off, all of us, because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I will not be the weakest link. No.
Yeah, all these new shows coming out, you know, and they throw up a whole season. You binge watch it, it's like 6 or 7 episodes. Like, what the hell? I want to see more than that.
Yeah, no, they're going to extend it out for the 10 weeks or so.
We're all doing that now.
Then I hear the Mandalorian doesn't want to wear his helmet. He's like, oh, I don't want to wear my helmet. I want to take it off. Well, dude, you wear a helmet. It's like Darth Vader. This is your part. You wear the helmet at all times. So, German 3D printing nerd, how's it going, Don? Here's a link if anybody else wants to drop in, say, hang out, talk about 3D printing hobby type stuff. We're not talking about politics, sex, stuff like that. You know, just anything you do with hobby related projects.
Then there's nothing to talk about.
Touche. What?
So yeah, so a lot of you seem to be doing models of stuff. I've never done that. That's never been my thing.
Well, you have some models behind you. You got a Lego model and you got your rockets.
That's different though. These are just for me. I mean, but I don't do like, I've never done helmets for people, or I've never done like during COVID, when COVID was really bad at the beginning, we're all doing face shields, right? I've done thousands of face shields, right? But I've never done stuff like some of the models you're doing there of some of the Transformers and like what you're doing, Jerry, for the Ghostbuster stuff. I've never done anything like that. 99% of what I've done that are stuff for my own display, because I do science outreach stuff as my hobby. I mean astronomy and stuff. I do it for that, or I do stuff that has a practical application. That's not stuff that's going to, most of my stuff, like all of this stuff behind me, if I'm going to do a public thing, I'll bring half of this with me, right? And put it on display. So I actually just use there. But I've never done, I'm not into miniatures. I've only ever printed one miniature, and that's when I got my resin printer. I did one of the miniatures that came on the SD card, and that's the only miniature I've ever done.
Yeah, I printed so much stuff, it's almost useless. If I don't sell it, it's like I got so much. It's like, you know, if I can't sell it, I don't want to just throw it away. It's too much time and money invested and, you know, and everything. But, you know, I have it in videos and people go, wow, look, 3D printing, look at what he's doing. Wow, look at all the money he wasted. I mean, you know, it's fun.
But I've never made money on my printing. Everything I do, I donate. Mm-hmm. I've never made a penny on anything I've printed.
Well, I went basically in debt making so much stuff, so I need to, and because of the amount of money I make on my retirement, I need to sell stuff to further my hobby to pay for things. Mm-hmm. So if I was to donate everything, I'd be a complete ass to do that because I don't have income coming in. I don't have a job, so my only money would be to sell stuff.
It's different, but like a lot of stuff I do, like I do stuff for the blind a lot, and I donate it. I design stuff and I donate it for the blind, tactile stuff for the blind. Mm-hmm. Or I'll do stuff for my own hobby, which is astronomy, or for science demonstrations and stuff. But I've never got into the painting thing. The painting has never been a thing for me. Like, I can't draw straight lines, so don't ask me to paint anything straight, right? I've never got into the models, like building the models like you've done in the Transformers and so that you showed just there.
Yeah.
And the model that you're doing of the Ghostbusters car, that's never been a thing for me. So, like, if someone came to me and asked me to do it, and they were going to commission it, fine. But I don't do anything for the commission. I just never been.
Well, I'm one of the admin moderators for Special STL, so a lot of the modelers don't have a printer. So they'll ask me to print for them. And basically what I'll do is I'll charge them, like if they're going to sell a model for like 15, 18 bucks, whatever, that's what I charge them for the print.
Mm-hmm.
And that just helps them drive up the sales because they now have a finished product that's printed, so people will actually buy it more.
Okay.
And then I also print stuff out for my kid and stuff like that for school and stuff like that. So
Auto Drop 3D, you've never dropped in the chat in before. Why don't you pop in and say hi to everybody?
And that's kind of funny the way he said painting is a true art, because painting is art. So.
Oh, my wife does the painting. Matter of fact, hang on a second.
I know I can't. I can paint a wall for you, but that's about as far as it goes.
Yes.
If it's committed detailed work, wrong man.
As soon as a brush gets smaller than this, yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's smaller than cutting in around glass work, yeah, then it's too small for me. I don't bother. Like
there you go.
Here, I airbrush my rocket.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, see, those I wouldn't. I couldn't paint that. I'd make a mess of it. I know I would.
Take your time, go slow.
She's talented. She does it with airbrush, and then she'll touch it up with paintbrushes and stuff. But
I think I'm more autistically inclined than artistically inclined. I'm really bad.
Airbrush might be fun to try.
Oh,
yeah, airbrushes are easy, but I like, again, not for detailed work. If you want to do a fine coat of paint over something in a large area, like I did for this one, yeah, sure, fine, no problem. Like I did for the Falcon 9 there.
But don't they have airbrushes that are like the size of like a pen? And
they are the size of a pen. Yeah,
you hook up an air hose, yes.
Yeah, but you need to have the skill to use it.
Yeah,
and I don't have that skill.
The hardest,
get a steady hand.
The hardest thing with an airbrush is to avoid clogging. Getting clogs in your airbrush is probably the biggest pain in the ass there is.
I know my limitations.
So I started cleaning mine with gun oil. I got some gun oil in a spray can I had in the cupboard. That I used to use on some of my weapons, so I just use that to clean it with.
Well, I just throw mine into a drop of alcohol, and that does it. Or you could also use like you have an ultrasonic cleaner that you use for your resins.
Yeah.
You could use a drop of isopropyl in a plastic bag, drop it in there and actually blast it clean.
And I've used CLR before. I've got clear Windex that I use for thinner or cleaner. Typically, my airbrush will dump out the pot, whatever's there. Then I go over to the sink and I rinse it out really good in the sink, and try not to drop stuff down the drain, which has happened before. And then I bring it back over here to my station and clean everything up.
Yeah, but you can just take it apart and throw it into a plastic bag, and put it into your resin, into your ultrasonic cleaner, and turn it on for a few minutes. That will shake everything off it. It'll come out clean afterwards.
What's a good airbrush worth these days?
There's a kit on Amazon for like 110, and then you can get a really good gun for like 40-50 bucks.
I got a good gun for like 130. It's somebody else helped me out with the name, the popular brand everybody uses.
Oh, Iowa, I think it is.
Yeah, Iwata. Yeah.
Iwata. I have two Pash airbrushes that I've had since art school, since college days. They still work great. They're workhorses.
My cheap Amazon gun works okay. The Iwata works better, so I have a backup.
Iwata.
Yeah. You can change the nozzle. You know, the spray that comes out of it. You can adjust how much, how little. So, like, if you want to do like a base covering, you could actually open it up all the way, or just change out the needle that's in there to allow a bigger spread.
I'm looking for my box for my water. The RS something, I think. But I'm trying to find the box for it. And it should just be laying here, but I'm not seeing it.
I think we need to Jerry needs to get a lavalier mic so he can talk while he's away from his camera.
He needs to get a wireless headset.
I have a lavalier set is what I like. It's a wireless lavalier. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, wireless mic. Yeah. You guys probably barely hear me talking. I can't find the box for it, but here's my water right here.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Amazon.
And I'm like, look, and old people got to wear glasses to see anything. So
I'm with you.
Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong pair of glasses on.
Iwata Eclipse HP-CF.
CF or CS?
CS, Cat Sam. CS.
That one's $250 Canadian on Amazon.
Oh, here in the US for like 130, I think.
About right.
But when I take it to the sink, when I clean out my pot, obviously dump the paint out of it. I take it to the sink, I rinse it out, I run water in it, and then this needle, the set screw, came completely off, and I didn't know it when I pulled out the needle, and this little tiny nut fell down the garbage disposal. I'm like, oh no, they're $15 to replace them. And I got a flashlight. I took out the P-trap. I looked everywhere, and there's a light. It was gone. 2 weeks later, I'm running the garbage disposal, and I do dishes, not always in the dishwasher, a lot of times by hand, and I run the disposal. 2 weeks later, I hear a racket. I turn it off. I get a light, and it was still in there. I hadn't seen it, and it stayed in there for 2 weeks. So then my new one came. Now I have a backup nut for it. So anyway, but yeah, there's a million videos on YouTube. I just watch some YouTube videos. I got some pointers, and I just kind of done my own thing in the way I paint. If I ever have a problem, then I'll go watch a video and try to solve the issue. But they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've
seen people with their airbrushes, they can do such fine detailed work, and I look at them and say, "No, sorry, not me."
I was scared of it at first, and then my wife was like, "Oh, come on, you can do it." And I was like, "Okay," so I gave it a try.
Facebook user, click on the URL on Facebook, and then we can see who you are when you type in chat. When I post it, we'll know what your name is on Facebook.
And I just use Vallejo paint.
Vallejo, yeah.
Yeah, Vallejo.
Anyway, what if you think Frag's up and about right now? I could send him a link if he doesn't know I'm live. Maybe he'd want to pop in and chit chat.
Let me see here. Where's he at? Oh, Fraggy. He should be.
Okay, here I'm throwing him the link now.
I know his phone broke last week. His wife stole his computer.
He stole it. What do you mean?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's like, oh no, this is my computer. And just sat there. So I mean, he's going through those growing pains.
Oh, Chris Kilcrease. All right, Kill Creations over on YouTube. He's got a great channel. Everybody watching, go type in that name right there on YouTube. Subscribe. This guy is hilarious. He's got a lot of great videos, and he's really funny to watch online. He popped in here a few weeks ago. He popped in and chatted for a little bit, and he may do it now. I don't know. But here's the link in case he does want to pop in and say hey to everybody.
Yeah, he's got a new computer too. So.
Yeah, Dan used to stream occasionally on Facebook, and I haven't dropped into one of those in a long time. I just, doing this and doing that. You're still my buddy, but I just haven't dropped in on any of your hangouts.
I took a break for a little bit because of the kids with COVID and stuff. I mean, they were out of school from, March until August. And then they did homeschool until like middle September. And now they homeschool, go to school, homeschool, go to school. So it's like, I don't even know what day it is sometimes.
Yeah. My son's doing the same. He's half in, half out. One day he's a Thursday in, the next week it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday in school.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the new way.
I used to go on YouTube and try to figure out who's streaming or who's going to stream before I go on. But, I'm busy doing this, that, and other. So I just go on when I go on, like with everybody else. And there's too many people streaming for us to try to plan it around each other. Just do what you got to do.
And it's hard to judge as well,
At one time, I had 4 streams running on my computer, and I was just muting different ones to see what was going on and reading chat. So,
Yeah, that's impossible to keep up with.
yeah.
Well, I'll plug one. It's a YouTuber. She's not into 3D printing at all, but it's very interesting, her story. It's called Unstoppable Morgan.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen it or not, but this girl, she is traveling around the United States in a Bronco that she has converted into her house.
Wow.
And I mean, it's really kind of interesting the way she does it, and she does all of her repairs herself. It's really kind of interesting. It's weird. It's different.
Unstoppable Morgan.
Yep, Unstoppable Morgan.
Looks interesting.
She finally hit over 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, looks like she got rid of the Bronco. Her last post says "Bye-bye Tiny Home Bronco."
Did she? I haven't seen that.
I bought milk duds. Are you out of your mind?
Oh, Joe's gonna love that.
Yeah, I haven't had these in like 30 years, and I was at Walmart, and I thought of Joe Tilling. He's like, I need to get some milk duds. I haven't had those.
Well, see, the one thing you're missing now. See, people are now delivering big boxes of milk duds to Joel now.
I've seen that. I think first year somebody sent him a box. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's got enough to last him.
Did you see the little puzzle box or the little doohickey he got this morning? Little chest. Somebody said donated $20 to him, and he had to try to open it on the stream. And he broke it.
He broke it.
I didn't see this morning's stream, no.
That's what's bad about 3D printed things. If you get too rough with them, you'll break them. And so I'm sure he'll try to glue it together or fix it. He didn't want to solve it and read the instructions, which makes sense. You want to figure it out first.
Yeah. So. But it depends what you make it out of, too. If you do it out of PLA, yeah, it's going to break. There's so many other really nice products out there. There are materials out there that will last, that will take a beating, you know. And I don't mean going into the ABS or the ASA or any of the other really exotic materials. Simple like PETG, even or ABS, they're easy enough to print. Well, some of them are easy to print, but they're easy-ish to print, and you get really strong parts out of it. So,
when I started building my Ghostbuster car, after Matt was doing his, it's like, wow, that's cool. So then I wanted to kind of copy him and build one like it big. And if you've been following me for years, you know that I usually make things bigger than normal. So I started that, and then I got a hold of a few companies about sponsoring for filament. And then ZYLTECH said, sure, we'll send you filament. How much you need? So I got 4 rolls from them. Then I needed 2 more. So I got a total of 6. I still need more, but I don't want to go back and keep asking them for more. So I went in and started using what stock that I had. And then ZYLTECH asked me if they needed any, they could send me some. But since I'm already getting sponsored from ZYLTECH, I didn't want to start putting everybody's name in there. But so anyway,
are you dealing with Spring?
What's that?
Are you dealing with Spring at ZYLTECH?
I don't mention who my people are online. That way, everybody start teaming everybody.
Okay, yeah. All right, sorry.
The minute I mention who my person is online, you'll have everybody watching starting to PM that person. So I usually don't do that.
Fair point.
Good idea.
So, it took me, I've been doing this for about 4 years now. It takes a really long time to figure out who to talk to and who not to talk to. And by just throwing the name out there, then I just cut my own throat. It's like, So, anyway. Everybody's on Facebook and on groups, and you follow companies. Over time, you figure out who to message, who not to message, and kind of go from there.
So
and we're always still learning.
Long-term sponsorships are a relationship between you and that company. It takes a lot of time to build that rapport, and especially
I've never really got to that point yet. But when it comes to filament, I can usually get a hold of a company, and they usually hook me up. I tell them what I'm doing and why, and my Facebook group, I've got over 5,000 members. My YouTube channel has a little under 1,900, but I'm slowly growing. And, it happens when it happens. Like I tell other people streaming, I'm like, well, how do I get bigger? Just make content, make videos. And if people like it, people come. And doing live streams, everything helps. And it just happens over time. But just don't, wait for it to happen because it's like Christmas. It won't. It'll never get there.
Well, and also be true.
Hey, Andrew.
True and honest.
Sorry I'm late.
That's fine. You're never late. You're always welcome whenever you can get here.
Jesus, Andrew, you were up till 5 a.m, dude.
Yep.
On that stream.
Yeah, that's my usual.
Not me.
Take care, Llama. We'll be here when you get done.
So yeah, what I was talking about yesterday with the recycled LCD screen from a laptop. Give me a second, I'll forget.
Hello, Jake. You stay
How
farm?
long are you running the stream for, Jerry?
What's that?
How long are you running the stream for?
Oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours probably.
All right, cool. I'm gonna pop back in here a little bit. Let me finish editing this and get it uploaded.
All right. Thank you for coming by, and we'll welcome you back whenever you can get here.
Great.
So yeah, right. So LCD,
Okay.
Your full screen.
one side.
That works.
And then there's a mid panel that goes underneath here to hold this all in. Then there's a back panel that holds massive speakers. I've got a PAM 8610 coming in. What's 10 watts on 8 ohms, and the two speakers I've got are from, I think they were Logitech Infinity speakers. They're like 6.1 surround sound speakers, and they were like amazing quality. But the person said that their dog had chewed through the cable. They fixed it, and then their rabbit chewed through all the cables, and then their son spilled coffee all over the casing. So he goes, "Do you want them? Because they're going in the bin." I was like, "All right." So took them all apart. The speakers on the inside perfectly fine. So I just stripped all the speakers out of them. And yeah, they're hold on, wait. I'll get it just so I've got scale. They're that big. So yeah, they're gonna have a lot of power to them.
What controller are you using for the LCD? Because when you take the screen out of a laptop, you put a controller board in there to manage it.
It is the hold on, I've got it on here. The M.NT68676-2.
Okay, what is it? A Sony screen?
No, the thing is, right, a lot of people don't understand this. On the back of an LCD panel, from any laptop that you get, the other one I had was an IPS screen, but when I had it stored, it got damaged. So you can see this is an IPS, and you can see how thin it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
That would look cool on a resin printer.
this one was made by Samsung. Now, I don't know if you would be able to catch it on camera. Where is it? Right up there. See if I can get the light. See that splodge in the corner?
Very well, but
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
there
can
it
see
is.
it there. That's dead pixels. It got cold in one corner. So I was like, that's an IPS screen down in the bin. Luckily enough, I've got like 12 of these screens kicking about. So I was looking through to see, because a lot of people, as I say, don't know. They'll go out. Now, if you want to get one of these controller boards for these screens, you look at the part number on the back.
yeah.
So
you look it up online, yeah.
yeah. This one's a B156XW02V6. And does it say who it's made by? No, this one doesn't say who it's made by.
Well,
That
I'm
means
doing the same
nothing.
thing as you are, because I have one from a HP laptop, and
Yep.
I've already planned to do. I just haven't ordered a controller yet because I just stripped the laptop apart today to get the part number.
See the controllers? All the same, just as long as you've got the right pin count on the mount. That's it.
Yeah,
The two differences between these main controllers is one comes with a remote control and one doesn't. That's it. Every single board is basically the same. My one's got the VGA, DVI, HDMI, audio out and audio in. You do get the ones that just have the VGA and HDMI. You do get the ones that just have DVI, and you get the ones that just have VGA. But all the controller boards are made by the same manufacturer, and they're all made for the same thing, what is basically mini portable DVD players. And that's all it is. That's how they make them. I've got like 6 portable DVD players in the background.
post it in chat, either private or
That
whatever.
looks-
chat.
Mhm.
That looks like the same. I tore apart. We had an old POS system at the restaurant, and I had 15 of these touch screens, and I took every one of them apart and bastardized them, and I put them in jukeboxes. So I've got like a MP3 player, and then you just touch the screen, and you can bring up any of the any of the songs that are in that jukebox. I think it was really cool.
You running that off of a Pi?
And this is 19.
I ran it off of a Pentium 4.
Okay.
Each one of the POS was independent. It was made by Micros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they were all Pentium 4s running XP.
Yeah.
Or might have been Windows 98, but it was enough.
It'll be faster.
Yeah.
Dan Brewster, don't you refurbish laptops and sell them?
That's what I used to do. I've got 6 in the other room, and I've got three PCs. So
I do laptops, desktops. We do network management, IT consulting, whole 9 yards.
That's my background.
I used to do repairs. So I've got Xboxes, PS4s. I've got 3 TVs in the corner. In the other room, got 6 laptops. I've got 1 ionizer system for a jacuzzi down in the garage. I fixed the bench grinder and circular saw, and also bandsaw as well. And they're all down in the garage.
I've got a whole bunch of old equipment going to donate to my son's school because the stuff that they're working on right now is like 15 years old that they're taking apart and learning. And it's like, no, get you some newer technology.
And there's Red Light. He does exactly the same stuff. Taking apart stuff.
Right now.
I've got a few. I got about 500 laptops.
Yeah. Got to run, Jerry.
All righty. Thank you for coming by.
Got some dinner reservations. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you on the weekend, possibly.
All right.
I see you, Tim.
It's an old Pentium right here.
Oh, God, I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah, that's really old.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, are you just rolling it for gold?
Yeah, that's all I did. I scrapped it for the gold.
Right, and do you do incineration on the chips, or do you use Aqua Regia?
No, I don't do none of that stuff because I don't want EPA knocking on my door. So I send it to the big foundries.
We don't have that around here, so I mix the hydrogen peroxide and the nitric acid to make the Aqua Regia, and then I flake off all the garbage, turn it into royal water, what's gold water, and then turn it back into mud. And then I've just got a MAP gas torch and just put it in my graphite crucible.
No, there's a place in Ohio I send everything to.
Oh, I wish I had one here.
Right here's some old.
Hey, Joshua.
You don't see these too often. These Pentium Pro. These are really good. They got a lot of gold in there.
Oh yeah. Are they the 86 pin? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of these 46s. These are right here is over $100 a pound.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Just remember how much we all paid for those when they first came out, and we had to have them. It's just crazy.
Arm and a leg.
Yeah.
As long. Go ahead, Jerry.
And after a few years, when it sits in the junk pile or in your closet, it ends up going in the garbage or something. It's like, wow, when I built this, I paid $3,000 to $4,000, and now it's completely worthless. It sucks. It's a shame that happens.
Here's some newer AGP card. This has got a HDMI port on it. I just pulled it out of a computer.
But see, they're more worth just to sell really, really cheap. Because I did board rolling for quite a while. So salvages and stuff. I mean, I got 6 boxes down in the garage of old RAM with all been stripped off, so it's all clean. And basically, it's like you get to a point where you either figure out that you sell the stuff and you sell it at a bit of a cheap price and you make your money back, or do you strip it all the way back, put the hours into it, or do you pile it and sell it on eBay?
I don't have time to. I got too much to pile on eBay. I'd probably get 2 or 3 truckloads a week.
Yeah. Here's an old Athlon 64 I just pulled out of a drawer.
I got an old Apple computer I'm getting ready to tear apart here in a minute. I just picked up.
Take it outside.
Is it an old Apple or is it a newer Apple? Is it the old desktop case or is it the
No, it's
one with the LCD?
It's a desktop. I'll get it here in a minute. Let me finish this one. I'll grab it.
Yeah, one thing cool about live streams, a lot of people say, well, I missed it. I don't want to watch it. Well, you never know what people in the stream are going to talk about or what you're going to learn. So watching after the fact, so what if you don't get to comment and chat? And you never know what people are discussing. So they're great.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you comment after the fact, anyway, it's like there's people who still monitor that. So there's like Jerry. I'm sure Jerry will answer questions that comes into his chat.
Yeah, I get PM'd all the time where people leave comments on YouTube, and I'm not such a big channel with so many comments that I can't reply to everybody. So when everybody says anything, I respond to it. Yeah. Or if they need a link or they didn't see something in the video, I'll say yes, it was in the video, but here's the link. So I don't have a problem responding to people.
I don't like Apple, but right here's 2 original old MacBooks. They both work.
Oh, wow, they're old.
Yeah, these work, but I ain't gonna use them.
When I can afford it, I need to get a good laptop to put in the garage. So when I stream from the garage, I can stream out there. Because I have a really good laptop now, and I just can't afford to get a better one at the moment.
Well, Jerry, I get laptops all the time. We're certified, so let me know.
Yeah, we discussed it before, and then I wound up. I think I got more memory for that one that I had, and it's slightly faster, but it's still a dog. It's slower than hell.
You need to change out and put a solid state in it.
Yeah. But I was going to say I use a Mac for work.
Yeah.
I won't use the mobile devices because I call it.
This is the old Apple.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, my son brought one of those home.
Yeah, now that's got quite a fair bit of gold in that has. And the casing is full aluminium, so you get a lot for that. I remember because I had about 16 of them.
I'm just trying to figure out how it comes apart.
Oh, that's got
It's got 2 clips on the side panel pops off. It's like it folds out of itself. It's really weird.
I found one of them.
Yeah. I found these processors right here just sitting in a cabinet.
Oh, not even in anti-static bags.
Pull them up again, Dan.
Oh, they're server board or server CPUs.
People still buy them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell, I've got 2 servers sitting in the other room right now that just sitting there collecting dust.
This come out of an old Apple right here, liquid cooled.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think it might be watching this one too. I'm not sure.
I need to find a graphics card from one of my servers that I use for my astronomy images. I need to get a CPU for it.
I don't really save too much. I pretty much scrap everything.
Yeah. See, if you had more time, like in a day, I mean, there's collectors that actually buy those cases just for the cases, because the new case that came out by Apple is almost exactly the same, just a little bit fancier with this hex pattern on it, and that's it.
Andrew,
so you get purists for it.
You're referring to the cheese grater one?
Away as China, right?
What's that?
Or where you live at in Scotland, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just as far away as China from the U.S., right?
Roughly, yeah. I think
because their internet is. I noticed from Pluralities Online or GTech, they constantly are losing internet, and I figured that they just have terrible service in China. And they have all these great electronics coming out of China, but their internet sucks.
Well, no,
they made a comment yesterday that maybe it's because where they're located. But Andrew's clear across the world, and I don't see him having all kinds of internet problems.
No, the UK, the latency between here and the US and the UK is not that much. It's about 100 milliseconds. Latency between us and China is about 300, but it's not that. Then to stream on YouTube or on Facebook, they need to use a VPN tunnel, and that's what kills their bandwidth. They probably have great bandwidth in at their location, but because they're tunneling through a VPN, that kills their speed.
Yep. They can't. Communist China basically locks them down.
That's through the government. Yeah.
That's why I figured the government's behind it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it limits they limit what they can do. So what they do is a VPN tunnel from there, which is like a secure channel between there and the US, but it's segmented an encrypted network, and it does affect the performance of their feeds.
Yeah, it's like Netflix. Before Netflix over in Europe you couldn't do it. Now they've actually learned, and there's like, oh hey, here's Netflix for UK.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know a lot of channels they can't get, and a lot of things they can't do, and that's. In America, I know you can pretty much do whatever you want online within reason.
Wow.
Yeah, in China, you can't even watch you know, adult movies.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's over there. You've got everything is scrutinized. They will watch what you're doing. And
Yeah.
if you've got a VPN, you have to prove a reason as to why you're using a VPN. It must be business related. If not, they can charge you with trying to, something against their government.
Certain
Yeah.
things are security systems. Yeah, they're
Ah.
firewall systems.
Basically, it's the national offense. Basically, they're saying that you are attempting to defraud or not defraud, but I forget the terminology they're using, but it's basically circumvent the government.
Yeah.
It's control.
Well, Doctor Who's worth watching out of the UK.
That's all right. You can just stream that now.
Yeah. I like the old Doctor Who's, the new Doctor Who's. I'm not sure about anymore.
See, I like Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. That was good doctors, and all the ones before that, brilliant. But see, after that, nah.
Yeah.
Just didn't click with me after that.
It's the same like the Bond movies, you know. Some of the Bond characters are really good.
I can't stand Daniel
I didn't
Craig.
even get that part.
The thing is that Daniel Craig is amazing as a villain. He's got the face. He's always creepy. But as a good guy and as Bond,
I don't like him as Bond.
No, I can't stand it. I haven't watched any of them.
Will always win.
Sean
Connery was the best Bond ever.
Yeah, I love Sean Connery.
Bunch of Steel. I've met him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and Billy Connolly as well.
I've met Billy.
And I've met Prince William and Prince Charles. And that's because they were at the Highland Games. And we get invited up to the Highland Games all the time. And Billy is absolutely hilarious, but he's got one mouth on him. He swears. He
Andrew
does-
has a lot of different acting parts in movies.
Yeah, Billy's like a sailor, he is.
Oh yeah. And Sean Connery, people don't understand that he does actually speak like this. He's got a different lisp to him, as if he's sucking on a lollipop on one side of his mouth. But yeah, he does actually speak like that, and it's hilarious. Like I went out, like my mom was like, "Oh no, don't go anywhere near him because you have to be all suited. You know, you have to look nice, and you've got all these people who don't look nice, and they're all in the corners and all that, and you got to show your VIP bands and all that, and you go across, and you're sitting there, and you're like, "Is that Billy Connolly? Is that Sean Connery? What's
That
he
movie,
doing?"
Red October. Red October was a great movie.
Yes, it was a good movie.
Yeah, League of Extraordinary Men as another one.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Highlander.
Oh yeah, Highlander.
The first Highlander was good. It kind of went downhill after the first one.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
The Rock. Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
But the celebs, some celebs can be really nice to meet when you meet them, and others can just be asses.
I've met George Lucas as well.
George Lucas?
Yeah. One thing you do not speak about, and it was David at Elstree Studios, because I used to work there for a wee bit. He said, if you ever meet George Lucas, because sometimes he pops around and, you know, because he still owns that area. Tesco's bought part of it, and they built Big Brother at the back of it. But he was like, if he ever comes around, don't mention Star Wars. He absolutely hates it when anyone just comes up to him and starts speaking about Star Wars. And I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, but what about Indiana Jones? He's like, yeah, doesn't like Indiana Jones either. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, THQ. Or is it THX? I can't remember. THX, I think it is. And it's a really, really old movie that he had done. So he walked past and I went, how's it going? You know, trying to keep the fanboy down and like, how's it going? And just said hi to him and said, I love THX and all that. And he just smiled and walked on. Didn't pay any notice, really. He was just walking on. But I was like, I met George Lucas. I was really happy with that.
I've met my fair share of music guys and stuff like that back in my day. But my childhood, I guess.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Yeah, it's Tim.
What's up?
Hey, Tim.
Finally
You guys
getting to
hear me
meet the
okay?
Undertaker.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Hang on, I gotta turn my volume down a little bit. What's up? How's everybody doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Not bad, not bad.
Keeping
Hi,
you
Tim.
busy over there at TH3D?
What's up?
Are they keeping you busy over there at TH3D?
Yeah. I just spent like 5 hours
Oh, he's on
Um,
his porch. He's got a cigar.
He's got a
it's,
Storgie.
it's end of day. I'm got myself a Cohiba Connecticut
Cohiba?
red dot.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hold on, wait, we got to watch the snip. Lift it up. We've got to watch the snip.
Oh, ready? Just a tip. Got a little V cutter here.
Yeah, okay. Go on.
All right. Oh yeah,
Oh.
nice one. And here I got. this is my lighter here.
No.
has to be a match.
No. It has
It's
to
gotta
be
be a match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to be a match.
No, I always
You
use the but. I
You
always
get
use the
that
butane.
nice smoky taste to it. It just.
I don't
chances
own any
no.
matches. I don't own any matches.
Well,
Go
Tim,
back.
you should have told me I got matches. I could have gave you a whole bunch.
Here. Virtual match for you.
No, I
I'll go get a bag
I
of them.
toast the foot a little bit. Yeah, you got to toast the foot a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I'm getting better. And then just I'll usually puff on it then.
And then cigars, you're not supposed to inhale. So my dad used to.
You can inhale a little bit. But you
I don't
don't
inhale
do
at
a
all.
full draw.
Oh, that's-
I am not
inhale
touching that one.
cigars.
Okay, so this is
we're rough over here.
This is the first time I've actually had these. So these I scored a deal on. These are usually like $100 for 5. I got them for $18 on a bid site. So this is pretty good. This is real smooth, really light. It's definitely a more milder one, but usually the Connecticut wrappers are.
Hey, that light gizmo that you soldered up with no instructions, what'd that cost?
The lights, it was like $30.
Amazon or overseas?
So I got that from Banggood, but you can get the same kind of kits on Amazon for like $37.
Okay.
I would say to just spend the extra $7 and not have to wait a month and a half.
Yeah. What's that called? What are they called? Or should they need to go watch the video?
They're just called 8x8 light cubes. That's all they are.
Okay. Because that'd look really cool in my backdrop if I had something like that. That can be another one of those projects I start on. A couple days ago, I mailed that board out too.
You can do the ones with the Adafruits, the programmable Adafruits. And you just set up.
Adafruits would probably actually have some documentation.
Yeah, they do the kit, and it's got you've got a bottom cut piece of perspex where the LEDs like push into to hold them, but you solder them all off of that, and then it's just got a box like a cube, and you just put it inside it. That's it.
I forgot my porch light turns off. Hang on, I gotta switch over and turn it on through Google Home. Hang on.
Yeah, we see a hand and we've seen your cigar.
See the light reflecting off the glasses now and again.
Yeah, hang on. Google Home.
No.
You know, you guys were talking about actors and stars. We get tons of people in the restaurant, and Ashton Kutcher and his wife come in all the time.
Yeah,
they're from he's from Cedar Rapids, which is about a half hour from me. So when he comes back to visit the family, which is quite often, he comes in. He's kind of funky to deal with, but his wife is beautiful.
Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
No, you're locked up, man.
Your video
I'm trying to see what's going on with Chrome. I might pop back. Oh, hang on.
back again.
There you go.
There we go.
TK
I'm
is
not
giving
gonna.
people.
I was a little. So like everybody's like, oh my god, Cohibas are so good, and I was like, I usually tend to gravitate towards like the $8 to $10 range, but I got these on a stupid deal. But I mean, this is damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't pay. What is it? $20 a cigar is the retail price in it. I wouldn't pay that much for it. But if I found a deal on these again, these are not bad at all.
Yeah, I quit smoking a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Claire's also out here. So this is what she does. I come out here, have my cigar, and then I throw the ball for her the whole time.
Have to keep the furry babies happy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's upstairs, probably.
Yeah. No, I got I'm digging up some grass tomorrow with a buddy of mine. We're putting up a like 7 by 10 foot shed in the backyard here.
Ecto's getting there. Lots to go. Tons and tons of filament.
What infill are you putting that at?
5 to 10%, depending on the part. My layers are 644 slicing is S3D with most of it.
That's just huge. It's just huge.
Yeah, you're probably. I mean, here, hang on. She's right here. There she is. She's got her ball. You got your ball? Can we throw your ball? You gotta breathe. She just ran away with it. I need to my next project is gonna be screening this porch then, because that would be nice. I do have an air filter in the garage, so I can actually smoke in the garage and it's good. But I'd prefer not to. But I wouldn't mind screening this in to have like a place to come out to. It's not bad. It's actually like 36 out here right now, but there's no wind, so I'm good.
Where are you at, Tim?
Indiana,
Okay.
in Hobart.
I'm not that far. Well, I'm in Michigan, so I know how chilly it is outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Samantha.
Today,
Samantha.
I was stopped at traffic lights today, and I saw some snowflakes landing on the window of my car.
Yeah, we had a very light dusting for like an hour here, and I was like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. But Samantha's up near Appleton, Wisconsin, visiting a friend of hers, and her family lives all the way up north in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, which is like 7 hours from here, and they've already gotten over 2 feet of snow this year. Like in
Y'all
the
get
last,
to keep that
in the
snow.
last month.
Yeah, the UP gets it as well here in Michigan, the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, are you up in the
They've
UP?
already been getting snow, and this weekend I'm gonna be tuning up my snowblower, waiting for the onslaught that's going to come.
Yeah,
You're in
luckily,
Houston.
luckily, our driveway's so damn big. I got a buddy that just comes and plows everything, and he's very reasonably priced, so I don't have to deal with any of that. I also don't have any room for a snowblower, which is why I'm putting a shed up tomorrow. I got a generator and a power washer, 3 propane tanks, a bunch of gas cans. Those are all going to go into the shed. They're in the garage right now.
Yeah.
So just
How
taking
much-
up space.
How much snow do you usually get there, Tim? Couple feet every year?
It varies. It varies on it in Indiana. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's all over.
It is almost November, so if we haven't got no snow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was like I said, we got a little dusting, but that was it. But my buddy was leaving. He's like, "Fucking snowing." I was like, "Yeah, wow."
Anybody in chat wants to jump in and hang out? We got more room. Just click on the link.
I hate
Yeah. You guys can keep that snow. Houston, we don't want it. No.
You're in Houston.
Yeah.
We've been talking
If I was
to.
living in Houston, I'd be geeked out all the time because I'd be over by the Space Center all the time.
That's about 45 minutes away from me.
I know, but I'd set up a tent outside and I'd just live in it.
Oh, speaking of that, from I think it's the 27th of November to like the 9th of December, they're actually taking reservations to sleep underneath the rocket at NASA.
That'd be cool.
Wow.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, they have a rocket garden there, don't they? In the Houston Center.
Yep.
Like they have in Kennedy as well. They have a rocket
Yeah.
garden there too.
Nice tour.
My
Go ahead,
wife and I were saying that when we come to move, we're looking at going down to Texas next.
No state income tax, man. None.
I was gonna say it's good for weather and really good for business.
Yeah, we don't have
Indiana's not bad.
here, but it's all dirt. It's rock. It's not pretty. Nothing to look at unless you grow it and clean it yourself.
No tax or no state tax or state income tax, should I say? 1% franchise tax. So I mean, what could you ask for?
Yeah.
No,
Dog?
I'd probably move somewhere like Arizona where it's bone dry.
Oh no, you don't want a dry heat.
Dry heat is here in Vegas. You don't no humidity though. I love it.
No,
Yeah,
like,
it's
for
like
my hobby, dry heat is good because clear skies, dry atmosphere. It's
David,
good. Let's go.
what's up, David?
How you doing, Jerry?
Yeah, we have to. It gets so dry here. I actually installed a whole house humidifier on our furnace when we moved in.
Yeah, I have one of mine too.
They're great because the thing is, like, I remember when I first moved out, so my parents had one in their house, and when I moved out to my condo, it didn't have one. And it started getting cold. I was like, man, I'm getting, like, my sinuses are all screwed up. I'm getting nosebleeds all the time. My dad's like, do you have a humidifier in there? I'm like, I don't think so. And I put one in, and all got better. So as soon as we moved into the house, I was like, we're putting a humidifier in on the furnace. So, and luckily, my dad and I can do that work ourselves. So, it only costs us like $100. Like,
You want a bone? Yeah. I got to grab some bones. 1 second.
Yeah, you don't need a humidifier here. We got enough of it. But I tell you what, we only got maybe 3 months of the year where it's just unbearable to a degree, but the rest of the time it's pleasant.
I would like to be in a place where I could ride my motorcycles year round without freezing my ass off.
Houston.
Tim, if you're
Come on.
ever going to take a road trip to Scotland, hit me up.
What kind of parties are we having over in Scotland?
Oh, trust me. If you ever come to Scotland and someone says, we'll just go out for a wee dram, never believe them. That means that you're not getting home until 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's you buy a taxi where you have to pay £150 because you've completely covered the taxi in puke.
It's party. Scotland is party central.
Any of you guys ever watch Jim Jeffries?
Yes.
No.
Do you ever see the bit where he's talking about, like, he doesn't understand, like, Americans and, like, college kids and their drinking games? He's like, you know what we call that in Australia? Drinking. He's like, why are you trying to get obstacles in the way of me achieving my goal?
The problem there is that we get really, really nice whiskey. So you go in and, like, everywhere else, like in America, you'll probably go in and they'll charge you like $30 for a slightly expensive whiskey. Here you're looking at £6. That's nowhere near that price. So literally you just go in. There's 2 fingers or 3 fingers. That's all you get, and 2 cubes of ice.
That depends on how. I had a guy that I used to know, and he used to always ask for 2 fingers of whiskey, but this was his 2 fingers.
Hey, Andrew, in Scotland, do most people out and about speak Scottish, or they speak English, or?
It's you get different dialects for different places. So you'll get the Scottish with the twang on it. What is the local areas? You get the Chuchta, that is what is a bit more kind of gibberish.
Yeah.
Then you've got
I don't even understand what you just said.
In the Bucky Light, and it's they got a wee bit more of a twang on it, fit like a new. You know, it's very upbeat and hi, how you doing?
Do you guys got good cigars to go with that cheap whiskey?
Oh yeah, cheap whiskey. Oh,
I think of all the I think the Glaswegian accent is up to them all. I think.
All right, there,
there's my cheap whiskey.
I lived in Scotland. I lived in Glasgow for 7 years.
Oh, so, and you actually had a translator with you?
Oh no, I knew everything it was saying. You get used to it.
Yeah, you do get used to it, but it's the toughest one. When you first hear it, it's the toughest one.
Jack Daniels isn't a whiskey; it's a bourbon.
Yeah, but that's mine.
I feel like one of the accents the hardest to understand is probably like Scottish.
Well, it's actually Gaelic. Even Scottish people who understand Gaelic can't really understand it when certain people speak it. I got a buddy who's over in Britain, and like half the time I'm talking, I'm like, wait, what did you say? Like, can you repeat that in actual English, dude? English.
Tim, you've never been to Louisiana and the French Quarter, have you?
No, the furthest south. Well, I've been to Florida, but I went down to Kentucky a couple times, and there's a definite accent there.
Oh yeah, nothing like nothing like a true Louisiana coon-ass. Okay, nothing like a Louisiana coon-ass. Boudreaux
Claire, you
and
have to bring it
Thibodeau.
back. She's like,
no, my ball.
She's in the yard like this with the ball, like, I'm like, bring it back, I'll throw it.
You're out in your garage, David, with your reloader, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear that again.
I did a lot of bullets last night. I did 345. These suckers are selling. If you
Was that
buy
a
the
Colt sitting on
ammo,
the table?
$2 a friggin' shot. You believe that?
What round?
$2 a round.
No, what round are you doing?
Are they hollow points?
45.
Okay.
That's how they
No, I
control guns in America. They make the ammo too damn expensive to buy.
Or they're FMJs, yeah.
Well, right now there's a shortage because of the brass and the caps from China not coming in.
Yeah, is that a Colt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. They're very nice. Not that I can have it over here. Is that got? Yeah, it's got the squeeze grip on it. Yeah.
That's
Is it bored and polished?
yeah.
I've got a 40 caliber. My brother's got a 45. Colt 45.
I'm glad, you know, it's funny. There's all these people that are like, man, I don't have any ammo. It's like, I've had thousands. I always have thousands of rounds, like, just because. Like, and they're like, I got to find some. I was like, now's not the time to buy it unless you got a lot of money to throw away.
No.
Here in Vegas years ago, you could go 3 or 4 minutes from where I currently live and shoot on Sunrise Mountain, but they banned all that. And now you got to go outside of town or indoor range. Hold on, Dan.
Yeah, the next. Yeah, hey, Dan, can
Yeah.
you in most of the, if you have enough land in Texas, are you allowed to discharge firearms on your property in most?
What
of
is that? What is that one?
This one right here. This is the Hellcat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is that the one with the polymer body?
Yes, and then this is a SIG P330.
It's like, yeah.
I bet you don't have a yeet cannon.
No,
I
no.
love that. The yeet cannon.
My buddy gave that to me for my birthday because I was like, I kind of want it just because it's funny. But yeah.
Tim, to answer your question, 10 acres or more, and you have to be in rural area. And
Yeah,
then yes, you can discharge on your property.
Yeah, so that's gonna be one of the things that'll be like a deal breaker when we're looking for places. Like wherever we move after this, I want to be able to shoot on my property.
There's some place in Texas like Ben Brady where his internet's his cell phone. So check on the internet before you buy anything.
Hey, I just signed up to be notified to get Starlink. You guys have been following that?
Signed up months ago.
Yeah, I for $100 a month if I can get it for 100 meg down just for a backup line. You know what I mean?
Business, yeah, it's a good deal for the business.
Yeah,
and it's only going to get better. The more satellites he puts up, the better it's going to get. I
like my fiber optic. I got fiber, so I'm good with it.
Yeah. Fucking Mike's in the boonies in Indiana, and he's got a gig up and down. I'm a little jelly, little jelly of that upload. I got a gig down, but not up. I got like 40 megs up, 1,000 down, 40 up. Come on.
Yeah, I got 1,000 down, 40 up, and I pay like 125 a month through Cox.
I only pay $80 a month for my fiber.
I pay $140 a month for our Comcast line. We have the unlimited data.
I have business Comcast, and I pay $100 a month.
I've got business Comcast, and I pay $150 for 300 down.
And the nice thing about going business, because I used to use the home internet, and the reason why I went business internet is because they have to resolve you when they're business. Because I work out of home.
In 4 hours.
I used to work.
Have to resolve.
I used to work in. I used to be a project manager for MSP, so I'm well aware of how that business works. I still probably have direct dial numbers for some of the like head honchos in the area because I used to call them bitch at them when they didn't get shit done.
Mm-hmm. So
I turned up many Comcast lines.
Speaking of Comcast.
Tim, you've got to knock that head, please. Oh,
right there.
Yeah.
That is the corporate escalation number.
I can't read it.
I can just about
215-286-8960.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want to post it, but yeah. That's the corporate number.
Then. Put it in the private for everyone.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. It also helps being a Bisley generator with Comcast.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Here's the gun I shot competition with.
Oh, nice.
That's got a PRP trigger in it.
Uh-huh.
That's the XD.
Oh yeah.
You know, Dave, we have a lot in common. We
Good.
both have we both like expensive hobbies for some reason.
This is one of the prettiest guns ever made. 645 Smith,
Ooh. I like that.
45 caliber.
Do you
Got it.
have a Desert Eagle?
I did have.
Oh, those are. I just love how those.
This is a
guns-
nice one.
Desert Eagle's 50 caliber, isn't it?
A P22 Walther.
Yeah, are all Desert Eagles 50 cal? Because the one I shot was a 50 cal. That thing will.
No, 357. Typically.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. There's two different versions.
There's my carry.
It's so tiny. What is that?
That's a Smith & Wesson bodyguard with laser.
Yeah, my carry. I got a Glock 26 that I carry.
I have the LC9S, the Ruger.
I had an LC9 before I bought this, and I don't know if you can see, I've got a broken finger.
Oh,
My fingers. So the LC9 trigger was really funky, but I love the gun.
they're good.
I've got 4 ARs, a couple of real nice ones, real nail drivers.
I bought an AR. I bought a Smith & Wesson MP15.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago, and I still haven't shot it because I was busy with the company. And then when I got time, COVID hit, and I don't want to be firing rounds because 223 and 556 are really expensive right now.
Yes, they are.
I just loaded 2,000.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You got something you want to show, Andrew, or are you just working?
You want to sell me some, Dave?
Looks good.
Yeah, I don't like selling my
I
reloads.
was just making sure that it actually fit, and then I've got
What happened to
the copper wire that I'll heat up and weld into it,
Okay.
and then that means I can join them. This one's a 15-inch, I think.
Okay, I'm saying,
So it's 400.
I had like I could print it as one piece.
Well, mine's 310 by 400, but I didn't want to print it.
Yeah,
Just
I have a
clean it up.
350 by 350. I have so I could probably do that in one piece in my bed.
There you go, Dave.
The reason I did that is because
What do
I
you
know
got?
that I can piece it together. And to be quite honest, whenever
Oh,
I'm doing
nice.
it,
Yeah.
I'll split them so they're a bit quicker.
You compete at all?
No, this is my grandfather's old 9-shot 22.
Nice.
It's like the official gun style of Texas.
Yeah. And he still has the
Andrew.
old
Jack
case.
Nicholson's going to come out.
Okay, now
Hey,
you have to
Andrew.
wear the hat.
Yeah, what's
Andrew,
that?
look at it. Still hasn't ashed yet. Look at that.
No, don't, man. You got to knock the
I know.
head. I hate
I know.
seeing
You
that.
don't
Hey,
yet.
Dave, here's a
I'm
question for
surprised
Dave.
it hasn't broke yet. This is nice.
It's a good burn. That means you got good quality tobacco when it stays together.
Well, it better be for what these normally cost.
Every time I see that, it's a just knock the head. Just knock the head. I've seen a guy and he literally smoked a cigar down. It was literally like that. And he was just still puffing. And you're just like, it's like that big. It's going to fall on him and it's going to burn.
Yeah.
No,
Well, you know what?
just
Usually
knock
the ash isn't hot. If it falls off on its own, it's usually not hot.
The bottom piece is, though.
Mm.
So, because they burn really hot. Cigars burn extremely hot. Hotter than a cigarette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
I mean, I'm about a third way through this. I don't know when I jumped on. I've been on here for probably at least I had 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
I've got a 3D printing pen. I've got the Doodler 2, I think it was. But when I'm trying to reinforce something, I've got a hot carver, and it's got different tips on it. So if I'm going to pin something together, that's going to have something that needs to be a lot more structural. Then I'll just put in little pieces of copper, and you just heat them up with a soldering iron or the hot carver, and it just pushes into the frame, and it's going to be hidden anyway. So, but it's just to test it so that everything fits together, and then once everything's done, it's like the bezel on the inside is a little bit low.
For you US people, ZYLTECH has these for like $14. So
yeah, you can
nice.
actually buy those off of eBay for £5.97, what would be about $9.
Yeah, I have one of those somewhere.
That's just it's a rebrand. I mean, I have that same exact one that's not the ZYLTECH. I have the same one that's not the ZYLTECH brand, and it actually works really well. I've used those to repair prints before. Also, if when we sold the first versions of our pie kits, they were printed cases instead of, we use aluminum ones now. But we would actually fix the board instead of having to deal with screws. You take the pen in there and put it through the hole and let it mushroom out, and then it keeps the part in there.
Yep.
Eccentric Nut, if you'd like to pop in, here's a link. Or if anybody else in chat wants to pop in and hang out here.
Eccentric Nut, it doesn't matter what type of wire you use. It doesn't matter if it's bent, it's wonky or what. Because when you second cross-cutting pattern of string across, and you just put super glue, and then you put the second piece of balsa wood over the top of it, and that thing would not snap. So basically, some people do it where they'll get these and they'll bend them into the wavy lines, and then they'll just get a piece of, only one layer thick of a 3D print, and just put it over the top of it and heat it up, and it will just completely seal it. You'll never be able to pull that apart unless you're actually trying to physically snap it in half, and it works perfect every time.
A 12-volt power feed, and you put alligator clips coming off each end of it, that would keep the wire. It will just melt in on its own.
You can do it with D-cell batteries as well.
Yep. The larger batteries will work.
Yeah, D-cells. Yeah,
but
the big chunky old ones.
But super glue is really strong too.
Wait. Does the US and everywhere else use the same battery standards? Is that one thing we all have
They're
in
all
common?
the same. They're totally the same.
Hey Dan.
Yeah.
Here's what I keep in the garage.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey, David, if you have any extra, I'd pay for shipping if you wanted to mail me one.
That's a 308. It is. This scares the piss out of people when I shoot it at the range.
My buddy just picked up. My buddy, Joe from Project R3D. He does the Dauntless and the what the fuck is the other one? The other Core XY printer they used to make, Railcore. He just picked up an AK-47 back.
I've got a 40 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P and a 22 single action chrome.
Samantha's brother came down from Wisconsin to stay here because he was going to Ohio. He picked up, I think it's from CMP, is the name of the company. He picked up 2 M1 Grands.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, they're like the military surplus ones that go over them and they come in a case and everything.
They're fun to shoot.
They're just cool. Like, can you imagine some of those guns that they're selling were used in wars? Like, can you imagine just
one more.
Yeah.
This is Czech VZ24 bolt action sniper from the Second World War.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That is
nice.
What?
It's working 100%.
If I was rich and I could have any weapon in the world, I'd like to have a chain gun. I think it'd be awesome to own a chain gun.
I think I could.
Yeah.
I think if I had a chain gun, I could make some really good review videos on printers that suck.
Jerry, you don't want to go through the ATF background check to get one of those.
Yeah.
No.
If I was really rich, what gun I would own? It wouldn't be a gun at all. It'd be the A10 Warthog with the minigun on the front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, if I had a tank, I would just be running as much crap over as I could. Just go get some old cars and run them over.
There's my little beauty.
M&P.
Mm-hmm. And
That's what I
then
got.
my son got this last year.
Well, that's fucking creepy. Well, no, sorry. There's like cats howling in my backyard, like
Oh,
fighting
nice.
each other. It sounds creepy as shit.
That's what BB guns are for.
Yep. Just don't tell the wife.
Well, the wife is at a friend's house till Sunday, so
I've had
Hopefully she ain't watching the stream.
stuff here is coyotes. We get a lot of coyotes here.
there's foxes. There's a creek that's on our property.
Mm.
And the foxes go down there, and they sound terrifying. It sounds like there's a kid screaming.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It is creepy. Like the first time right after we moved in, we heard them. It's like, what the hell is going on back there?
If you get a styrofoam cup, right, and inside your house, rub the styrofoam cup on the glass, the foxes will come up to the house to have a look because they're very curious. When they hear the squeaky sound of the styrofoam cup, they actually come running up to your house to figure out what it is.
Hey, Dave, have you ever seen that guy on YouTube named Dragon Man? He's out of Colorado.
Yeah, you asked me that before. I have, yeah.
He just got a big shipment of guns and ammo. He has like 60,000 acres in Colorado. He probably has one of those largest military museums.
I've seen his channel. Here, I'll go get my friend Joy.
Yeah, a buddy of mine has pretty much every weapon used in World War II.
This guy has pretty much every military vehicle ever used in anymore. Check him out sometime. He's interesting.
Hey, Mike, did you come across any like 386, 46 machines?
I might have some in that one corner I ain't went through yet.
Yeah, if you find any that work, I want
the competition. It took 6 months to get here, but I finally got it.
Oh God, I have zero hopes for that. If the gears turn, consider your money well spent.
I won it in a competition. So
well, it's even better.
Yeah.
There's my old Henry.
Now you got to do the Terminator reload style.
Yeah.
Swing it round over your arm.
Clara, I don't know where your ball went. The dog's like looking at me all sad because she put her ball. I think she put it under the bench.
Hey, Frank.
Oh, there's a man of mystery.
You're dark. You got a bright light behind you. I can barely see your face.
Yeah, I'm on the patio.
Oh, okay. How you been?
So am I.
How about that?
Better?
There you go.
A little better.
Well, you got a nice house there, I see. Really nice. Congratulations.
Thanks. How's it going? What y'all talking about?
You.
If anybody doesn't know, Frag that just dropped in, if you're watching in chat, he sculpts models. He's a great designer. He has a lot of cool stuff out there floating around.
Weren't you on one of the streams that I was on last time? Or am I just thinking of someone?
I don't think so, because I don't remember the cigar.
Oh, I only came out here because I wanted a cigar. I was like, I'm going to hang out with these guys. I smoked once in my office, never again. It lingers a bit.
When you wipe the screen, it comes off dark yellow.
What was that?
It's when you wipe the screen, it just comes off dark yellow, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Did any of you guys watch the Joe Rogan Alex Jones video yet?
Oh, Dave.
What do we got, Dave?
That is a 1,000-yard 223 AR-15. I paid $3,500 for it 10 years ago. It's got you name it, it's got it.
Someone went a little crazy with that.
Yeah.
What a scope! Did you see the moon with that thing?
It's a friggin' man.
I think someone played too much Call of Duty.
Indeed. No,
Hey, Devin. How you doing?
Quick with the mod.
Yeah. That is a dream of mine.
I got my dad a Rock River Arms AR for Father's Day this year.
Oh, you're a good son. I got my dad a PT-20 for his birthday.
Yeah, I told my son, I said, hey, Brandon, look what other people are buying their dads. Maybe.
Yeah, what's up with that, Brandon?
Passing hints, huh?
Although I feel like Dave Pets is probably hard to shop for because he probably just buys whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's my wife's problem. So right before we went on vacation, I was going to pick up a travel humidor so I can bring a couple cigars with me to have at night. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go stop by the local place and just pick one up from there. And she goes, you should probably not do that. I was like, why? She's like, I'll show you when we get home. And she got me a nice Cohiba leather travel humidor, holds like 8 cigars.
Nice.
Yeah, she doesn't mind that I smoke them, but she doesn't like the smell. So, but some mouthwash and a quick shower if I need to, or a change of clothes usually.
Have you ever got a pipe yet, Tim?
I have a pipe, but I can't get the damn thing to stay lit half the time.
Yeah.
Here you go, Dan. I'll puff on it.
Oh.
Pipes are a lot of work. Well,
all right.
pretty.
That is.
Oh yes, it's a shotgun.
That's a 16 gauge or 20.
It's 12 gauge.
12. Okay.
12 gauge. This is a Winchester 101.
It looks fucking cool.
I fired one of them.
Has chrome barrels in it.
Oh.
Do you have any?
Chrome line.
Do you have any
It's one of the best bird guns you could ever purchase. Very nice.
What are those go
you get
for?
those.
What's that?
I said, what do those usually go for?
I don't know if you can even buy the 101s anymore with the chrome barrels.
Yeah, that just looks cool. My buddy actually gave me a bunch of 12 gauge shells. I think it's all buckshot.
Good old bit of buckwheat.
Did you hear? Was it Dave Chappelle? He did a special that triggered everybody on Netflix. I think it was him.
Yeah.
But he did a thing of talking about a shotgun and like how you load it. You know, it's like birdshot, buckshot, buckshot, buttshot.
Yeah.
You gotta pepper them up first. Give them a warning.
Yeah.
And this time of year, if you've got both a deer tag and a pheasant license and a regular hunting license, you keep those slugs with you because you might just walk up on one.
Oh, we get pheasant around here. And
I'm trying to get.
venison.
Oh,
So-
I told Samantha's brother because he goes out here. I was like, how much for some venison? I was like, I want me some venison.
You get some nice venison burgers here. You can go up to the butcher's just up the road and get fresh.
Venison's good. It's one of those meats that I like, but it's hard to get.
Well, when it's not done right and it's not field dressed right, it'll taste like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had venison that her brothers made. They know what they're doing. I mean, they're up in like Bufu, Wisconsin. They know their shit when it comes to all that.
Hey, Frag, what have you been designing lately? Anything new you're working on?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, come on. You got your Thundercats, boy. Don't be lying.
No, I've been messing with that for like, 7 months, and we just finished it. I finished Chitara and Rhino today, and then I'm doing a render video. But I actually took, this time of year isn't my scene. Like, I'm not a ghouls and ghosts kind of guy. So I usually like October, November, December. I usually just kind of.
You don't want to make any Christmas ones? You could probably sell a ton of those. Shit.
I'm just not. My wife has me doing enough holiday crap around the house that I don't even want to. If I did anything, I'd do like, elf porn or something. Like elf chick riding a dick or something. I don't know.
That's the run of the mill home defense.
Oh yeah.
1100 Remington auto.
Nice.
Yeah, if intruder hears the sound of a shotgun, being wrecked.
He needs under. He'll change.
I gotta get
change
me
his
one.
underwear.
Somebody blew out the back of my freaking window on my car in my driveway.
Oh, bummer.
It was so
Yeah.
bad.
My
Where do
business
you live
partner.
at, Frag?
Huh?
What state are you in?
I live about 10 minutes from Dan. We're in Texas.
Ever
Actually,
been?
No.
Actually, I didn't even recognize it was Dan because he doesn't have a fucking hat on. I thought it was some other fat Texas fuck that I didn't know.
Hey, keep your fat jokes to yourself, asshole. I've lost 25 pounds, okay?
Yeah, and now he got this goatee going, so now the dudes can feel like they're fucking a vagina with his mouth. He's trying to be like old Jay over here, growing out his goatee and shit.
I feel like I have met you before because I remember you being very vulgar.
No, that was probably me a year ago when I was probably about Dan's size, and then I had surgery. So me and Dan are kind of the same. We talk a lot of shit.
Keep it up.
I actually didn't recognize him. Like, he usually has a baseball cap on. I was kind of like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Dan in like shit, maybe like in person in probably 6 months.
Well, ever since you got your home, it's been honey-do list. So I was like, you know what? I know what it was when I first got my house, and the honey-do list never ended. For at least the first year.
I just finished off like the last thing on that list I was given a year ago.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It actually has nothing to do with the fact of this house. It has to do with, I don't know if most of you know, but I had surgery a year ago and I almost died, and I just said fuck it. I got finally got approved for disability. And I said, I'm going to fucking get the car that I want, and I'm going to live the way I want to fucking live. And, the 3D print scene is all about, like, lately, it just seems like everybody's about tits and ass, and there's no real content, And so
there's a group just for that kind of 3D printing content on Facebook, by the way.
There is, but, the majority of stuff in most of the groups now is stuff that for a
level your bed.
Yeah.
I should do a stream where we go through the Facebook groups, and every time we see a post about leveling your bed, we all have to take a shot.
We'd all be drunk.
Oh God.
20 minutes.
We'd be drunk in 10 minutes.
You wouldn't last 20 minutes, man.
Yeah.
99% of people don't even know the basics. They buy printers and they think they're a desk jet, and you can plug them in and hit go.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Here, Frank.
Oh.
I saw another guy doing the Ecto.
Matthew.
He has it like whited out, and he's doing chrome and everything.
Yeah, Matthew. He was on here a little bit ago. He might drop back in. He's in his garage working right now. He's probably listening to this right now.
Yeah,
that's pretty
impressive.
Son's school. They've got these maker bot. Oh God! And
Walton Harris is doing his out of resin.
I forget the other one that they have, but
Jerry.
they didn't even know how to level their damn beds. They had clogs and everything in them.
Jerry, what brand? I know you do resin printing, right?
Yeah.
What brand? Because I'm starting to I'm like diving into it, like actually, sitting down, figuring out how it all works and all the settings and everything. What brand of resin do you like?
Right now, I'm using ZYLTECH. I was buying all Elegoo, and then ZYLTECH. I've been using a lot of that lately. And I tried ZYLTECH resin for a test, but out of those three, I'd say ZYLTECH I like the best.
How was ZYLTECH? Because I know they had theirs. You buy like the base and you color it yourself, I think.
Yeah, it's a yellowish in color. It says translucent, but it's yellowish. It's not clear, and it does have a little bit of an odor to it. It comes in the bottles, look like oil bottles you have out in your garage. But out of the three, I'd say ZYLTECH I prefer.
I've heard that brand too. So Clara's out here and she hears those cats fighting in the backyard, and she is like pacing back and forth on the fence line, like trying to figure out where they are.
Jerry, so Hal Reed actually told me something about the translucent. It does print out yellowish, but what you have to do is you have to dip it back in. to get it clear.
Well, when you pour it in the resin vat, it is yellow going in. Where I have some ZYLTECH, which is clear, and it goes in clear and it comes out clear. But of course, if you overexpose it to too much UV, it'll yellowish. Like these parts.
Did any of you guys? Sorry.
These parts I printed right here and
yeah, that looks awesome.
Now there's a slight tint of yellow there, real slight, but I cured them for 3 minutes. I cured them in alcohol only. I didn't use my UV chamber. Or I didn't use my whatchamacallit?
The washing cure?
I didn't use my wash station with green bean. I just used straight alcohol. Then I dried it, and then I put it in my UV chamber for 3 minutes on each side. And then I hit it with a clear, I clear coated it, sprayed it.
Plastic polish.
So,
plastic polish is amazing for.
And ZYLTECH also believes that their formula was wrong on that batch. So at some point, their yellowish might be clear. So it needs to be, and they're aware of it.
Nope, I got to take the band off. I don't want to smoke that.
Yeah, I'm not getting into resin yet. I'm still doing with my Bruce's.
I would if I could afford one.
Yeah, same here.
I have 6 of them sitting here, and one I've had for 2 years, and I've done like maybe 15 prints on it.
I got mine for free, and I still haven't opened it up.
I got mine for free. I had the LD002R, and I got it for free. I won it from Reality. I've done.
Ana just sent me theirs.
Yeah, here's a ZYLTECH that I'm using here.
Yeah, I've seen that. So I have the first one. I bought one of the first photons, like the first batch. Like mine didn't even have UV blocking panels, so I had
like a regular photon or a photon S.
The regular one, the metal one.
Okay.
So I have a photon. I have a
linear rail.
So yeah, so I've up to the double linear rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
hello, Reality. How you doing? Sorry to
interrupt. But I have that one. I also have the Photon S and the Frozen and 2 other that are the same model. What's their other one? They have 3 of them. The Zero?
The Model X. The Zero.
Andrew, that Red Bull. That Red Bull is a scratch built.
Ooh, that is nice. I've got a Super Decathlon in the garage.
One of the guys in the club has an actual Decathlon.
Oh,
he flies it. It's actually pretty cool.
I smashed my home scratch
Decathlons are cool. I love them. They're aerobatic as hell.
Oh yeah.
Did you get your computer back, Frag?
Yeah.
Tim, are you back now, or is your audio still off?
Yeah, so like a phone call came in, and I'm just using like a Bluetooth headset that's screwed up. But yeah, so I'm building like an enclosure.
Yeah, Frag, that's very nice, awesome.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, Frag designed that, and I believe Dan, didn't you print it?
Yeah, the first one until he broke it.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creality on our Hangouts, we talk about a little bit of everything when I do a Hangout, and then once a week I have a guest on, which is strictly about the hobby.
Who is the guest today?
Oh, there's no guest today on a Hangout.
Oh, okay.
I PM'd like 10 different people to pop in if they had time.
Hey, who's going to be the first one to get Naomi Wu on a Hangout?
Let's toss the coin. Let's see.
I might be able to make that happen because I've already been in contact with her directly with all the other shit I've dealt with. Should I try? I'm sure I probably wouldn't do that. My wife would kill me.
Well, I'm doing Bill Go next week. I'm having him coming online, and I'm going to try and reach out to some of the others and try and get because normally the manufacturer gets us on their streams to talk about what we do. I'm going to start turning the tables on them and getting them on our streams. So it's about time for they were put in the hot seat. They got interviewed instead of them interviewing us. So
right.
as I said, I'm starting next week with Bill Gao from JG Maker. And then I'm going to reach out to a few of the others and try and get some of their marketing guys to come on and like the guys who do the live streams for them all the time, get some of those guys to come on and actually do a stream for us.
Those might just be people hired to do the
I
streams.
just PM'd Naomi. I'm not sure what time it is in China right now, but I PM'd her. Gave her a link in case she wanted to pop in.
Well, really, what people need to start doing is, I know that like everyone gets pulled onto the Creality channels or JG Maker channels and all this.
Yeah.
The problem is that they're reps. Even if you go to the main company leader, he knows nothing. What you need to get to is their R&D, and then have one of their reps as the translators. Because I've spoken to a few of the R&D people, and you know, we'll say a NEMA stepper motor or an extruder, and they won't call it that. So it's very difficult for them to understand what you're talking about. But once you speak to them, the amount of ideas and the amount of different design things that they've got is amazing. But when you speak to a rep, they don't understand what you're trying to ask them, or they can't understand what you're saying.
Wait, because they're just salespeople.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it. I mean, they do know a bit. I'm not going to say that they don't know anything, like nothing about it, but the problem is that they can't answer the questions as quickly as the people in the R&D departments do. I mean, I've spoken to Aerion's R&D department, I've spoken to TiVo's R&D department, and Adam Labs / HC Maker, what was the original brand. I actually designed their printer for them, and then they went and ripped off the Ender 3 and then added all my upgrades onto that instead. What kind of messed it all up. But once you speak to the R&D people, it's really interesting, like how they think what they're doing in the printing kind of manufacturing industry is better than everybody else. But then when you start speaking to them, they kind of start lowering their tune to say, we're just trying to compete with them, but just be a little bit better. Instead of everyone else saying, our printer's the best, they actually tell you it's not trying to be the best printer. It's trying to bring the cost down, but also add as many little features as they can, add in as very little cost as they can.
We'll get that back.
Hey, Liam.
Yes.
Have you printed anything off of the NASA site?
A couple
directly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the one thing I will say is, if NASA, if JPL creates the FPLs, they're often very, very, very detailed, so they're huge files. Some of them are smaller, but others that they do are enormous files, and they're as dense polygon wise as you can get. Like, they do super high resolution content, and they're huge files. So make sure when you're starting to render that kind of stuff, that you have plenty of memory in your machine, because you won't do it in the Raspberry Pi. Well, you probably will, but it'll take you a long time.
I'm running 128 gigs of mine, so.
Yeah. I have that same with 12 core processors and all this kind of stuff for my. I do astrophotography, like these stuff behind me.
Yeah.
You guys running like Threadripper chips or?
Yeah, I'm running a Threadripper.
Hey, Liam, do you have any goodies you want to show us close up, and I can zoom in?
Like stuff that I printed.
Anything.
Well, do you want to do the tactile stuff, the stuff I do for the blind?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to drop off here in a sec. I got some stuff I got to take care of.
Here we go.
Are you going to be watching midget porn?
No. Don't put your night on mine.
Hey, Tim, hit me up. We can talk later on.
Wait, who's talking?
Dan.
Wait, who's?
You're full screen, Liam.
Dan, I'll post my. Are you on Telegram?
No.
Hold on, Liam.
Sure.
Here, I'll post my email in the private chat here.
Okay.
Typing on a phone. This is actually working surprisingly well for being on a cell phone. I will give StreamYard that.
Oh, you are on a phone? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone. I'm on my.
That's why you can see the little cubes.
Okay. Can you see chat on the cell phone? Unless can you see chat on a cell phone, or only when I post it?
Yeah, you have to press the little button on the bottom. It says chat.
Oh, I see.
And there's comments and stuff, and like kind of overlay, so I can kind of see you guys through it.
Oh. And you got to turn sideways so you don't have black bars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
I got it actually on a tripod in front of me.
Tim, you should have email now.
Okay, cool.
What do we got here?
I got to eat some dinner and get some stuff cleaned up. can start winding down for the night.
All right, cool.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Tim. I appreciate it.
No, it's all good. It was fun hanging out with you guys.
Catch you later, Tim.
Get the dog inside and go get some food.
Alrighty then.
Later, guys. Take it easy.
Later.
Thundercats. Go!
You don't get it.
Oh, Frag's messing around.
I need to go back to.
Frag's actually working.
Frag work? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to everybody for a minute. I asked Liam to show some of his cool goodies, and let me pull him back in full screen.
Jerry was on. I did a stream with ZYLTECH 2 weeks ago, and we're talking about doing astronomy for your hobbies. And my hobby, doing 3D printing for hobbies, and I'm into astronomy and science and stuff. And one of the things that I've designed, and it's just about ready to. I'm going to make it available for free. Is tactile astronomy for the blind.
That's cool.
So this is a starting square where they can actually feel the starting point, and it's a hemisphere, and the large dots are the stars in a constellation, and the lines draw the shape of the constellations. You can see the big and the Little Dipper over here.
Yeah.
And between them, there's tactile arrows, so they can navigate around the hemisphere as if they're doing a planetarium show. Because I do planetarium shows as part of one of my things I do, and we can't. Obviously, planetarium is for everything. Is for people who look at the night sky, right? Who look at the dome. But blind people can't do that. So I came up with this idea of doing a tactile astronomy, and there's one of these hemispheres for each season.
Are you putting the name in Braille on the actual model?
No, it's set up because it takes up too much space. So it's designed to be guided. So I have one. There's different ones for different seasons, with the different constellations on them.
Okay.
Could you put the name underneath the bottom? That way they could flip it over and run their hand across it and have it inlaid somehow?
I thought about doing that, but I actually worked with members of the blind community, and they actually found that they said there's no need for it because I'm doing a script that goes with it, an audio script.
Okay.
So even in a school for the blind, they could play the audio script, and each kid could have one of these in front of them, and they could navigate the night sky just by following the audio script. And actually, my manager, my direct boss, he's into music, so he has volunteered. When I have the scripts finished off and the timing laid out, he's actually going to write audio for the background. So every time we change from one object to the next, the audio will change. So they have a music cue, and there's going to be audio cues, like spoken cues, that they're going to move on to the next object. So it can be a fully manual or a fully automatic, just by hitting the play button with music and verbal guiding of how to navigate their way around the hemisphere.
So you do this for the Ohio School of Blind?
I know. I've actually.
No.
This is. It's not for a specific school. I'm going to, when I'm finished the final designs of this, and I'm almost there now, because I worked with the blind community here in Michigan to fine tune it. When it's done, I'm going to be making it freely available. So for anyone to download the STL file, and download the MP4 files or whatever with the audio or the MP3 files, and you just print them themselves and hit play.
But you know, Columbus has a very big, huge blind school, right?
Yes, I do, and I'm working with the National Federation for the Blind on some of that, because I do other stuff as well. I do like these. NASA has these tactile moon craters.
Yep, I saw those.
Like,
yeah, they're really good. They're really cool.
And I have other stuff that I do as well, that are tactile based. So, and I'm also working on another project that I'm kind of starting into a little bit right now, using a Raspberry Pi. That each star, when you look at the night sky, each star has got slightly different colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's actually, the color dictates a lot about the star. Its temperature, it's the makeup of the star is all based on its color, and that's called spectroscopy. That we use that to find out what the star's made out of. But by taking the spectra of a star and turning it into sound, So when someone navigates a flat panel with different stars and they touch the star, there'll be a little button on it, and that button will actually play the tone of the sound of that star. And each star will have a different sound because they'll dictate its color and what it's made from.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
another project I'm working on, a side project.
ZYLTECH had me on a week ago on a Thursday, and we were supposed to stream for an hour. It was like 2 hours and 10 minutes by the time we got done talking, and their internet went down twice. But since I like to talk so much, it was no big deal that it went down because I stream as a normal thing, so it was no biggie.
Yeah, I have no problem talking, you see, because I'm Irish, and I haven't put the Blarney Stone. You just can't put me up, so that's okay.
I really liked that she PM'd me a script on the question she was going to ask me, and I printed it out because a lot of times it breaks up talking to China. She had really good English, but her voice breaks up a lot because of the internet. And so when I heard part of what she was saying, I knew what question she was talking about, and I could refer to that to answer it. So that worked out good.
The same. She did the same when I did it with them.
Yeah,
same type of setup, and it works. But like twice it went down on me as well.
Yeah.
I said, we've lost ZYLTECH. It's now the Liam show. And
I showed up a half hour early just for the hell of it in case we wanted to chat. And it was like, it's 60 seconds to go. It's like, where are they? They're not here yet. And then she popped in and we went live that quick because she couldn't get online.
Oh, no, they were online. When I was there, they were online 30 minutes ahead of time.
Okay, yeah, I thought they would be. But for me, they couldn't get on. They were having internet problems.
Yeah. Well, I hope that, I had no problems with it. But they did drop out twice. But that was okay. I have no problem filling in. Like Andrew, you're in the UK. The Irish and the Scottish and the British. We don't need an excuse to talk.
Yeah, that's it. If you get time, then you just speak because you want to talk about something, and people ask you questions. It's really good when people ask you questions because you can continue after that, and at the end of it, you've gone into 27 different subjects with just one question. So you're all right.
Facebook user, if you type the URL in Facebook, accept the thing on the URL, then we can see your name.
Oh.
Otherwise, type your name. I'm not sure who we're seeing here.
Yeah. So being isn't the word? I'm gregarious. Is the term. I have no problem being conversational. We've
got 15 people on YouTube, 2 on my group, and 5 on a regular YouTube watching.
Hi all.
3D Medic Vince, hello, I missed it. How you doing, Vince? Good to see you.
Yeah, well, this is one thing that I've been working on recently. Well, it's not really been working on because I haven't really got the skills. I'm trying to learn the skills because if anyone knew me before this, when I was on YouTube, I was Play Deaths, and that's where it all came from before, was Play Deaths. And before that, I was ASP Props. And I used to, by hand, sculpt and create props for theatre industries and for small project movies. And I went and did mixed media in college, and I did engineering as well. So I had that kind of background. But the one thing that I like is also gaming. And everything's now digital. There's all the physical stuff that you get. People print for fun.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get the hardcore gamers who play D&D and all this. So when I lived in Glasgow, we used to have this little games workshop area that we could go to. And we had a day where we created a game. I can't use the original name, but we call it Dragon Lore. I think there is a game now that is out that's called Dragon Lore. So it was Dragon Master, Dragon Lore, and all this. So I wanted to design a game, what means that you've got your models that you print, and it comes in different tiers. So you get different tiers of dragons, and you get different tiers of riders. And basically, it's a whole game developed around that you have to be socialized. You have to have a group of people because you create your own teams and you go and you battle each other and the rest of it. But when you get into game design, as in physical game design instead of digital game design, it's very difficult because if any of you have ever played D&D, you know there's millions of books that are out there, what are either fan fiction made games, or there's other people who have just actually stuck to the books. Then you've got spin-offs. Now, trying to create a game with a storyline that incorporates people and 3D printing, not only that, the digital side. I wanted to create the dragons, all their different tiers that you get, and all their different riders. But what you would do is you could pick if you wanted them painted, or you got them raw cast, or you just paid for the STLs.
Yeah.
Then you'd get a game pack with a QR code, and you'd scan each tier of your dragon, what would then go into an app, what meant that you'd have a drop-down list of what level you are, how many battles you've fought, and how many battles you've lost. And it's trying to incorporate all of this now into something that I can start to make so that everyone can get involved into it. But it's like I've put the idea against 2 other people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well the QR code's really interesting and really a good idea." But the problem is when you get Mac OS and you get Windows, trying to get something that can use both of them without having to pay for. It's something to do with like a registered app for ISO. What is on the iPhone?
It's because Mac wants to have the backbone of the operating system that you're using for app or whatever. They want to have that backbone.
And they're very strict on it as well. They're very strict on the software code.
Is anybody familiar with the Frozen Mighty 4K Mono that just went live today or yesterday on a Kickstarter?
I heard about it. I've
heard of it.
Money been working.
I think it's
Didn't know
around
when I went today.
because I want to get a larger resin printer because I have the Elegoo Mars, which is just way too little for what I usually do. So I need to either review or buy a larger resin printer, mid-sized one, in the $600 range. Frag, do you want me to share your screen or are you just tinkering in the background?
I'm just messing around. You can if you want. It don't matter to me.
Well, it'll make everybody real tiny. So if you have something specific you want to show, I can pull it. That way we're not all real tiny.
No, I'm just messing around with Kit.
I'm getting ready to get out here, Jerry. I'm getting ready to go in the house for the night, so I'll jump online once I get inside.
All right. Did I ever send you my address?
I've got it. You'll be getting your filament from Amazon. I just put your address on there and order it from Amazon.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I'm ready to help you out with your little project.
Yeah, I'll definitely plug you in a video for it, whatever I make with it.
But I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So what does everyone think about that concept? I mean, a lot of us have 3D printers and we print these models that we stick on a shelf, but actually printing something that's useful within a game and creating a game around that particular thing, do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it's just getting overdone now with the Kickstarters?
I think that I'm not a big gamer, never really was, even though I'm a nerd, right? And I'm happy to say I'm a nerd. I've never been into games. I was like, when I was a nerd, I was the type of the guy that would take a computer and take it apart and figure out how it worked and rebuild stuff and so on. I'm more into the hardware than the software side, but it can become. I like the idea, but I think, do you not think it'd become expensive to be printing all these models?
Well, the thing is that I can do mold making. I mean, like, there's my vacuum degasser over there.
Yeah.
I've made molds for years, so I can make my own molds. And printing, I'm not really too fast. I can use resin printers. Like my business partner's got a resin printer, and currently we do have contracts to actually print figures for someone. I can't say who it is because we're obligated by contract, but basically he does them and then he puts them in the custom boxes and he sells them as the original figures. Now, it was from a movie and they look amazing, and that's kind of the same thing that I was thinking is would create molds, would have it so that you could, like, I've got a few friends who are professional painters and I know how much they charge. I mean, I know how much I used to charge for painting, but it was that whole kind of thing of that some people just go for STLs. They just want the STLs. But having it that you can get a raw cast and you can paint it yourself, that kind of tailors towards the people who love painting figures, or just having it pre-painted so you can go into a game, it kind of makes it. And the thing is that when you get your tiers higher, you've already got the models there to obviously work on or to already have to hand. So it was more just trying to integrate everything together, because I like gaming. I used to do a lot of D&D. I don't do it anymore. And it's kind of like a lot of that's lost now with digital gaming. Everything is now digital gaming. I mean, even if you tried to go to like a gaming shop now, they don't even have the spot at the back, what means that you could go in and game with each other. I just wanted something that was physical, like 3D printing community can get involved with it, and then
you need the hardcore guys. The hardcore guys would go in for it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: you've got a lot of patrons that are doing the miniatures for D&D and stuff. I've got a client; he's a doctor, and he had me print some stuff out for him. He was like, okay, I got to get me a printer. So we got him an Ender 3 Pro, and he was on a Mac, and he learned really quick that the Mac does not have a lot of programming wise to do with 3D printing. So we built him a Windows PC, and he was like, okay, I'm ditching the Mac forever. I'm now Windows PC. He's been printing a lot of 3D models, miniatures, for his group that they do D&D. He's got a lot of friends that are back in Pittsburgh, PA, and stuff like that. So he'll print all of them up, and he'll send them to them. And then they turn around, and they'll sit there and hand paint them and stuff like that. Or they'll tell them, say, hey, we really need more landscape. That's the one thing that they're having a problem with is getting all the landscape to go. And so now they're finding where they can get the landscape and stuff like that. So he's printing that out. And I come to find out by looking at what he was doing, they've got a 12 by 12 board, 12 foot by 12 foot, that they're putting together, and they're doing one complete set. And then they're doing another one, and they're going to basically create this whole world that they can go in and shuffle around on the D&D. And I'm just like, holy crap, this is huge.
I mean, these models, the ones I want to do, they're not small. They are about, let's see, the original sizes were, the smallest was going to be 90 mil, so 9 centimeters, and the biggest was going to be 150. So,
it's still, I mean, it's relatively small. I mean, it's not large.
They're not really small, but, it's like, it's the one thing you find now with a lot of professional companies will do raw casts. Now, before I used to do my own 40K Space Marines, and it was just getting lead shot, melting it in a pot, and you would create your own parts and kit bash it and put it all together and build your own parts, melt in little molds and do things like that. And you used to get the original metal molds, what were brilliant. But now, obviously, with the lead-free solder that you get, for one, it's more expensive, and for two, it's very brittle.
Yeah.
So they don't last as long. So now everyone's gone into plastics. So, that's why, I mean, like Auto Drop 3D, it would be raw casts, STLs, or painted models that you'd get. It wouldn't be the molds. The molds, obviously, I'd recreate any as I'd need. But it was just the idea, because a lot of people were saying, I had like 8 people say, it's a great idea, because people who don't like gaming might just like the models. And then other people going, well, no, it's not really a good idea, because there's a lot of these Kickstarters that come out where they just sell the models. And I was like, but it's not the models that I'm talking about. It's more the game that comes behind it as well. But,
and see, I mean, you're leaving it open, which is nice. The problem that you'll have is with the STL, because of all the little thieves, all the little pirates, Luban has done a huge job so far in doing mesh safe. He's actually curbed a lot of the theft just by creating mesh safe. It's not as rampant as it used to be. It's still there, but it's not as rampant as it used to be. It's still got a long ways to go, though.
Well, Christmas is coming. More people are getting printers, so it's going to spike up in January.
Yeah, but I mean, I sit there and I watch some of the different sites, and you can see that it's the older stuff that's getting sold on like eBay and stuff like that and Etsy. It's not a lot of the newer stuff. They're regurgitating the older stuff because it's not marked.
This Ghostbuster car that I got, with all the files it comes with, detailed PDF on how to do the electronics. It's got an audio file. It's got stickers that you can print out if you can print them out to put on the car. And the file is under $10. It's an unbelievably cheap price for all.
Where'd you get it from?
Cults 3D.
Okay.
From a designer called One-Eyed Monster. Awesome price, unbelievable price for $10.
Send me the link or post a link if
Okay.
you would.
Yeah, instead of using stickers, I like to use like I did on this. I use you can get the inkjet water transfers, so you can actually size it yourself, print it out.
I have
spray
those.
it with a quick coat of clear coat to let it dry, and then cut out the size you want. Put it in water.
I bought
slide
the
it up like those transfers you have to get.
but I've never used them yet.
Yeah, I bought them. They're really good. You have to
I
get
got
delicate with them.
the vinyl cutter right there.
Yeah, I don't use vinyl. No, I like the water transfers because they're easy. You can line them up and do whatever.
Just
Yeah.
like back in the day when you bought a model kit. Yeah.
Bonds and
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of models, so there's a guy. Let me find him real quick. On Special STL, he is doing the old Wiley U.S. Army Jeep. Hang on a second here. Where is he at? No. No, that's not him. Let me find him real quick.
Yeah, I've got a screen over top of my video, so I can't see you guys. I'm looking for this link real quick, and I'll post it.
You need a big screen, Jerry.
Yeah, I have dual monitors. I just have it on the main monitor.
I recently got one of those big, wide, curved 34-inch screens. So one screen is the same as two. So you can have two windows up on the big screen and then one down here. It can get lots of real estate on it.
Right, I'm going to have to bounce, so I shall catch everyone later.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by. I love seeing you on here. I appreciate it.
Anytime, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Andrew.
Right, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. I just posted a link. Everybody, Cults 3D right there. One-eyed monster selling the Ghostbuster car. And like I say, it's got everything you could possibly imagine in the files, and it's like $980 or something like that US. Very cheap, worth every single penny.
Cool. Here's this is what this guy is doing. I'll find his name here in a second. If you want to share that screen.
Okay, I'm looking. I don't see a screen to share.
You can share it yourself on the bottom of the screen, Dan.
Oh, yeah, I shared it. Yeah.
Here it is. There it is.
Okay. So this guy is doing this. I mean, he's doing the intricate parts. You put it together, the screws, the whole 9 yards. And he's designing this himself. He's learned Fusion 360. And it's a new project that he's doing. Let's see here. And yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that he was watching to learn how to actually do.
Is that a Land Rover of some sort?
Yeah, it's a one that he was sitting there doing the testing off of. His name is Andre Tesser. He should be posting it up in Special STL here soon, but he wants to feel out people following him. And then if it works, he's going to actually start doing other models just like old Revell used to do.
So, Dan, explain something to me about late vinyl cutters. If I wanted to print out a multicolored sticker, how would that work with a vinyl cutter?
You do it in layers. You know, you basically you do the same. As far as I understand, because I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But what you do is you do the same model or same image, and you say, okay, I'm going to cut it here, and then put it on this color, put it on this color, and then you basically peel off the ones that you want, and then stick it on. Okay. There are some that you can do that have different colors in them. But the easiest way from I understand it is like, let's say you want to do the U.S. flag. So you want red, white, and blue. So you would do the white for the stars and the stripes. And then you would have one for the blue that would fit right over the stars. And then you'd have the red that would fit in between the stripes.
And then you'd have to peel off each sticker and stack them on each other and then put it on your object.
Well, no,
correct.
You use tape. So
yeah, you use tape.
You'd use, well, in the case of the stars and the blue background and the stars, you do the blue and then you put the stars on over that, on top of it.
Yeah.
You could do layers. Now, if you want them embed them inside each other, that gets harder. But so it's trickier to line up. But what you do is you use like low tack masking tape over the part, and you'd put it off, and you peel off the backing, you'd line it over, and once it's lined over, then you squeeze it on and you slowly peel off the masking tape. And
Okay.
what's left behind.
So my big banner in the background, you can see the corner of how was that made? That was printed out on a plotter or something. And
yeah,
that was printed. I've done hundreds of
like
multicolor vinyl prints.
Paper tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you put in you basically have to have a bleed. You have to have an overlap so that you lay one out and you put registration marks in the corner. And then you use those registration marks to register each layer of vinyl.
Yeah.
and then you put you have to have an overlap on every color if in fact they butt together, because you'll never get the exact butt. You'll never get it lined up. So you typically use about a 10 point overlap on your. I use Illustrator and CorelDRAW, and both of them have a feature that automatically lets me send it to my. I've got a 36-inch final cutter, an Line Professional. And so it allows me to send directly to that with the overlap.
Once someone posted a while ago that Walton posted a cricket cutter. If you do a small cutter, it's fine.
Yeah, crickets are okay. Yeah, crickets are okay. They're not very big.
I'm gonna change filament on a printer that just shut up on me. So keep talking.
Sure.
Okay.
As we said, we have no problems not talking. Yeah. So, like, I was.
My kids took over my graphic arts business, and so I've still got like a 6-color screen printing press, and then I've got the 36-inch Line vinyl cutter, and they've got like 3 crickets, and they're using it all. They're using them all the time.
Do vinyls, you can do other.
And if they need something bigger, they just come over to my place and just use mine.
As long as you don't need to go over the size of an A4 sheet of paper, you're good in a Cricut.
Yeah.
When you know
that's why
on that you run into issues.
That's why I got that US Machines. It's a 14-inch, but realistically it's a 12-inch because you lose 2 inches because of the head.
Right.
So
right.
It was a pain in the ass to get the knife set correctly or just right to where it made just enough of a cut and didn't cut all the way through. It's like, oh my God, really?
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter if it cut through a little bit,
No, this was cutting all the way. It was cutting all the way.
Oh, I got 2 54-inch. Oh, okay.
Did you have good swivel knives?
Yeah, they're decent.
Actually, you can turn your print with a little adapter that you can design and a swivel X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
You can turn your 3D printer into a vinyl cutter.
Yeah. I thought about taking an old
and it's just Inkscape, the same as way you convert Inkscape for doing a laser cutter, a laser engraver. You do the exact same process, and it's just X and Y coordinates. There's no Z coordinate, so you can actually set that, and you can even do Z hop if you want to, because you're on a 3D printer.
I thought about my partner has one of my old Mono 3 Mono 3s, and we thought about turning it into a calligrapher.
Oh yeah. Those are nice.
Yeah. So you can do a lot. Your printers are very versatile. Obviously, if you're doing cutters, if you're doing like an engraver, like a swivel X-Acto knife, you'd need to put some cardboard or balsa wood or something like that underneath it, whatever you're cutting. You don't want to tear that metal blade along on your glass, so you a layer of cardboard and then put whatever you want to cut on top of that and tape it onto your bed, and then you can cut away because you have that leniency of cutting into the cardboard a little if you need to.
Well, what I would like to do is I would like to get a CNC router, and basically my dream desk is having an SOA desk and filled with resin. So I can see the skull there, the SOA symbol there, but it's filled with resin, and have that as my computer desk. That's my ultimate desk. But I want to be able to do it myself. I don't want to pay for one.
Yeah, well, don't use those. A lot of people tend to use, if you're doing stuff like that, like a CNC, people make the silly mistake of trying to put some cutting heads on a printer, and a NEMA 17 motor can't keep up with that.
No, I'm going to do a full CNC router.
24.
I want to get a small laser soon and put on one of my Ender 3s and tinker with it.
There's no friction when a laser's moving, right? It's just like a printer. The problem is when people take printers or they take NEMA 17 motors, and turn them into a router. And the problem with that is the NEMA 17, even though they're very accurate, they don't have the torque to pull something through wood when it's engraving. So you need to go with a 24 or 36 heavy duty, and ideally the one with the gears, the stepper motors with the gears in them, so it can translate down and have the torque. Because the 17 will burn out in no time at all when there's pressure on it like that.
I've got an
MPC&C
in the garage. It's 3 foot by 3 foot from V1 Engineering. I believe the guy who designed, his name is Vicious. And I don't have the firmware done on it, but I have it built. It's got a Makita router on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to do at least a 6 foot by 6 or 8 by 8.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I have something big enough to do
what
I want to do.
David, you'll share your screen?
Yeah, share that. This is a cutter that I have, the I-line. They're kind of a step on. They used to be the top in the world, but now they're under a Gerber. The Gerbers are the top of the line cutters. But the software for it, it's the software for it was called Case Cut.
Gerber, the knife company, or different?
Actually, I don't know, but I'm not sure. But I-line, what used to be top in the world, that the machine I have is that exact machine on a stand. I've had it for probably 40 years. I'm 63 now, probably 35 years, and it still cuts perfect. And I can still get all the parts, all the cutters, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
The software for it was 4,500.
Yeah, Autodrop. We're talking about using a CNC for PCBs. Like, I question why you even need to do that anymore, because you can get an electronic conductive material filament now, and you can actually 3D print a circuit.
Yeah.
So there's no need to get a PCB board and dissolve it down, or put protector on it and dissolve it out, or CNC it out.
Autodrop 3D, how you doing?
Tracks.
Hey,
Mike.
How's it going?
Good. I'm just saying you can actually you can 3D print a circuit board today just by printing the tracks with a conductive filament.
Sure.
That just does not work very well. Hold on, is my camera not working?
No, your camera is audio.
That's why I was wondering, do I know you, Mike? I see your brand. I know your brand, but do I know you?
Yeah, I think we've run into each other on a couple of these streams. I think I crashed the party on here once or twice.
Okay. All right, you have to see your face and I'll recognize you.
You'll recognize him.
Oh, he'll be back.
He's going to reset his camera.
The only problem with doing that.
Okay. I know who you are. All right.
Yeah. The only problem with 3D printing a circuit board is you can't. It's for prototyping only.
Yeah.
Not mass production.
3D printing, though, as far as conductive filaments goes, you can't get the correct connectivity out of it.
Yeah,
you're always going to have extremely high resistance.
Yeah.
You're better off using a laser engraver and spray painting the top of like a copper-clad circuit board and then etching it afterwards, or some other method.
Well, yeah.
So when I had my graphic arts business, we actually there was a company from the university that would come to me, and I would actually screen print the circuit boards for them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They would take them and process them in acid to remove used a special epoxy. It was fun.
Yeah, they would just
super high resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to be doing that, the laser method with black spray paint on top of the board surface works, and then you also have the option, and you can get varying results from it, but you can just literally tape or clip a permanent marker to the side of your print head and just have it draw on the areas that you wanted to preserve the material. and then you can do the same kind of a thing where you etch it in acid. You just have to be keep a good eye on it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
but
it
if
can
you're
go too
using a
fast.
laser, if you're using a laser, you need a CO2 laser because a 5 milliwatt laser will struggle.
You only
burning
have
it
to
off.
burn off the paint, because then you just kind of you wipe off the top of the board and you wipe away all of the burnt paint, and then you acid etch it.
Oh, okay. So you're still acid. Okay.
Yeah, you would have to do that if you were doing it with the paint or with a permanent marker, because the permanent marker acts as a block to prevent the acid from etching those areas.
Yeah. It's a coating. Yeah. No, but the other option is if you had a higher end laser, you could actually just burn away the copper and just burn away what you don't need.
Yeah, you'd have to have the right wavelength for that.
Yeah, you would. You'd have to have the power settings set exactly right, but so it doesn't burn too deep and doesn't burn the PCB board. But there's various options out there.
Doing it with a router and a V-bit, though, is probably the easiest for at-home kind of stuff.
Especially those, especially if you're doing small PCBs. So Mike, what are you working on?
What was that?
What are you working on?
Well, I'm part of a company that's doing basically a cloud-based print platform. So we have a web-based queue that manages 3D printers, and it basically automatically slices routes to the machines based on material and size. And we make machines which have automatic injection, but our software works with any printer.
Well, that's like, what's their names? There's a couple of companies out there that do that, where you can submit your STL files to be printed.
Yeah, we don't actually do the printing. We allow people on the network to do the printing for them. So you basically become a local hub where people can go and pick up their prints.
Like 3D Printer Hub.
Kind of like that, except not locked down.
Yeah.
Because they don't let anybody in there anymore.
Yeah.
So Mike, you 3D print?
Well, I do some 3D printing, and I manage a couple of printers that we have deployed locally at different places. Yeah. But yeah, the system itself, because the printers remove the parts automatically, so it's really
I remember you telling us all about your
But
you developed the client software for the Octoprint.
We don't use Octoprint. We use something that's a lot lighter. It takes about 30 seconds for it to boot up on a regular Pi 2 or 3, rather than, I don't know, a couple minutes.
What's the actual cost on that, Mike?
So it depends. So whatever local place, they get to set their prices, and we keep 10%. That's it. So at the end of every month, we mail you a check.
Okay. So what about the small business that wants to just run their own print farm?
Well, if you want to run your own print farm and you're going to make it public, hook up with us.
Well, no, I don't want to make it public. I want to make it private. Keep it private.
Well, in that case, I think, we would charge based on the number of machines that you have, and you can set up multiple users and stuff like that also, so that you can have people who are approved to print and stuff like that. And even if you were to make it public, you can enable moderation, which would just prevent people from submitting, kind of weird stuff.
A few weeks ago, Mike was on from AutoDrop, and he went into extreme detail for almost an hour on how the whole process works.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to it. No pun intended.
I'm just curious because Octoprint has its niceties, but at the same time, there are some things that cause a print to have a different variation because of the way Octoprint handles it. So I'm looking for alternatives. Because I have 10 different printers that I'm using, so I want to try to streamline it a little bit more.
Whenever somebody drops it on the stream, try to tone down your language, because I got a comment from someone about language on a few things that were talked about. So let's try to PG the language when we can.
Uh-oh, did I say something?
No, not right now. Something happened earlier.
Yeah, so if you have 10 machines, I would love to hop with you offline and talk to you about how to add them to the system and show you kind of how to use that. I mean, we don't have anything turned on as far as charging for, personal machines right now, so it'd be great to have you play with it and see whether you like the process.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got a Pi for each machine right now. And with its own camera, hold on there, I can control it through the web browser. But I want to streamline it a little bit more easier to where it's not as over complex.
You can run multiple machines off a single Pi.
That's I've done it before and I hate it.
Yeah, it's a lot better because if you have single pies per machine, you have a single point of failure.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take down half your farm.
I hate spending $70 on each Pi, but I've got about 6 Pis. So when I run 6 printers, I got 6 Pis.
Well, my problem about printing from a Pi is if you get a power outage, you can't resume.
You got a UPS backup, and then a power never
That's
fails.
the only way. You need a UPS. You cannot do a resume on failure. You need to have it running on the SD card.
I got 2 Cyber Power 1500 VAs that I have most of my printers plugged into both of those.
Yeah. So
yeah, the worst thing you want to do.
A lot of my prints are 7, 8, 9 days long.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing prints that are that long, like the last thing I want is on day 4 it to go down and I can't resume it. So
yeah. Well, and if you're on glue stick and the bed cools down or something happens.
Oh yeah, but with a glue stick. So, but the thing about it is, if you use glue stick, if I use a cheap Staples glue stick on my beds because I do PETG, so I need to put a release agent down. Even when the bed cools, it doesn't lift the print because the glue stick stays gummy, right? It'll hold it.
Well, when I get down to 42C, I can simply take the print and pick it up.
You can pop them off, but they will not lift off on their own. If you reheat the bed, the glue soft.
Oh, it'll regrab. Okay, I've never tried that.
Are you using a bed slinger, or are you using something that just lowers the build plate? Because it sounds like if you're just lowering the build plate, you'd have better results with that. Well, because otherwise, it could flop itself off after it came back on.
Yeah, no, my setup, a lot of what I do is on my Ender 5 Plus. So it's got a Z axis, right? The Z axis move up and down. There's no movement. The bed doesn't wobble; it just moves up and down. That's all it does.
Okay, that's the perfect kind of machine for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I've got a mixture. I've got Prusa's, I've got an Ender 5 Pro, I've got a Formbot, and then I've got a Prusa Mini.
And if you're using a nanopolymer, guess what? That won't come loose.
There's a new stuff out. There's some of that's releasing, and they say it's for ABS and ASA and all this kind of stuff. We can print them on a cold bed. Now, I've seen the videos of these guys. I can't remember what it was. Someone sent a bottle of it to Joel a few weeks ago on one of his streams. But to get this stuff off the bed, right, they say you heat the bed to get it off rather than keeping the bed hot throughout the print. But even with the bed heated, this guy he came this close to needing a hammer and chisel to get that spatula in underneath that part.
Yeah, on the nanopolymer that I recently used, I've had it for about a year. My glue stick and my Corrality, I print ABS and I've got an enclosure, and I figured I'll try the nanopolymer from company. And I painted it on. I watched your video, and they said on PLA and ABS, when it cools down, it'll come loose. But I had my first layer too close, and because I had the first layer too close, it wouldn't come loose. So I used my ZYLTECH spatula, which gets under anything. And when I got underneath it, I pulled off the first layer of the mirror.
Yeah.
So then I went ahead and heated the bed back up to 80C, and I figured, okay, the other 2 prints, I'm going to pop them off. No, they broke the model, so I had to go buy a new mirror. Contacted the company. They said, no, your first layer was too close. You got to get it just right. So I had too much squish, and that's why it wouldn't release.
I'm sorry, that doesn't fly.
Well, that's what I was told.
If you want something that's never going to be able to be removed from the print bed or will always stay connected to the print bed, if you print on like plexiglass or acrylic, that stuff, your prints just don't come off
because it's porous.
Unless you put in effort, and that's like a guaranteed. You're never gonna lose your bottom layer ever.
Yeah, well, that's because it's porous. So some of the plastic actually bonds into the material.
Oh yeah, and you like have to sand the bed down after you scrape the thing off, just to ensure that you don't have like bits of plastic left on the bed.
Yeah,
I got 2 thumbs down on the stream. I usually get 1 thumbs down, but I'm surprised I got 2. So
you got
I got 13 likes and 2 thumbs down. I usually get 1 thumbs down.
Oh wow.
Oh well. Interaction is interaction, so either way I appreciate it. Comment, share, whatever.
And the 2 thumbs down just probably I don't know. I'll keep that thought to myself.
Maybe that's when all the guns are on the screen.
It's 2020.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But did you know that the thumbs up does more for your ratings than liking or subscribing on YouTube or following? Their analytics actually looks at the thumbs up, and that's how it decides how it wants to rate you. So the more people that give you a thumbs up, so anyone who's on right now who hasn't given a thumbs up, please do so. But those thumbs up actually give you a better rating than anything else.
That'll also help Google target better content for you because they know the kinds of videos you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the analytics.
I dropped in a stream one time, somebody else's stream like a month ago, and I mentioned Hobby King. One time I said Hobby King. The next day on my Facebook page, I had an ad for Hobby King. It's like, wow.
Oh, that's creepy with the phones and just talking out loud about something.
The world of cookies.
What are you doing?
Well, cookies on web pages, but with audio content now on YouTube, they do voice recognition and voice analytics of everything that goes through YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And Facebook does it too, right? Because
but they do that for the closed caption requirements now.
Sorry?
They do that for the closed caption requirements for visually impaired or deaf impaired,
Yeah, I watched one of my streams on YouTube a while back, and every word I said, I could read it on the screen. That was a pretty cool feature because right now I'm streaming on Facebook in 2 places and on YouTube. Now, when I go to all my videos on YouTube or the live streams, I check show live chat replay, and for some reason, a day or 2 later, when you rewatch your stream, I'm not seeing the whole chat like I do in YouTube. It should be there. Some videos it is, but most of them it's not. Even though I checked it, it's not showing up.
Yeah, but in YouTube, you have the captioning option as well when you put up a stream.
On YouTube, I've never seen a caption option for YouTube.
It's in the advanced settings in your setting stream. There's an option for turning on caption.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
I'll look for it and I'll start clicking it.
I shouldn't have brought the guns out. Sorry.
No, I think it was some other stuff that was said in the stream that was kind of vulgar that might have caused it.
There was one section where there was some questionable verbiage used, yes.
Anyway. Yeah, I try not to do sex or politics on the Hangouts, but occasionally it happens. So, anyway.
Someone posted, fizzle sticks.
Yeah. Michael Castle.
Mike, your camera's gone again.
Yeah, I had to run into another room, and I don't really feel like showing off the mess in here. I'll be back to my spot in a second.
You're seeing the only clean area in my office. Because I work from home, so my camera's on for all my meetings with work and so on. We do.
He muted the camera because we're hearing a flushing sound right now, so his camera's muted.
That's funny.
I'm getting myself a Bloody Mary, so I'll be back in a second.
Alrighty.
So it's
anybody in chat have any questions? Please ask. If you'd like to jump in, I can post a link in the stream if you want to talk about your hobbies with 3D printing or laser, CNC, anything like that. You're very welcome to drop in and hang out and chat.
Don't be shy. We're not.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, that Yordy's live stream was really sweet.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I've seen him on Facebook before, but it's the first time I've ever talked to him, in person, basically being on a live stream.
Yeah,
great guy.
I didn't see all of it. I only caught some of it.
No. If you get a chance, just rewatch it while you're doing something around the house. Just let it play on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
I watch most of my stuff in the living room. I got a 70-inch TV, and I watch a lot of stuff in there. Well, I don't know about everybody else, but the first thing I do when I wake up is I turn on my computer, I check my email, I look on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to see what comments I have, or I got to get back to somebody. And then I grab a drink, sit on the couch, turn on YouTube first thing and see who's streaming and check out what's new. And then after that, then I go to watch Netflix or whatever.
See, how sacrilegious. You turn off your computer at night. I leave my computer on 24/7.
Yeah, mine are always on.
I do too.
It saves power, but I usually leave them running.
You know, there's a sleep mode or a hibernation mode that'll make it start up instantly almost.
No.
Put your computer in sleep mode.
I can't do that. I
don't want it to reboot on me or something.
But I can't do that because I'm often doing like FTPing data across and so on during the night.
Yeah.
So I can't. I have 3 computers here that are up and running all the time, and because I'm doing different jobs and different tasks on them, I can't. They're almost never off. I only reboot them when there's updates. When I need to do updates.
Yeah, and the problem is you put your computer into hibernation standby mode. Let's say you lose power and your battery backup runs out of power. And let's say there was an update in the process. You're going to be getting that endless boot cycle. You only want to put your screen into standby mode or turn off. Never turn your hard drives to sleep or put your computer to sleep. Because you're just asking for problems. I mean,
turn your update off.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. With business machines, there are so many updates that just fry everything. I make sure that the update is viable before I let Microsoft update anything.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Well, the ones I have running they're all company ones, so they're all company machines. So they push the updates. I don't have a choice, and sometimes it takes time for some of those updates to run. So again, when it's up all night, it's finished by the time I come down in the next morning. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, I got a partner up in Colorado. He does all my patch maintenance for all the companies that we manage. So he's always watching the tech bulletin from Microsoft to see, okay, what patches came out. Okay, let's see what problems they have. And he is deciding on all the machines, all the PCs, whether they come out. And then I have one of my clients, or not client, partner, who does all the server maintenance. And so he maintains all the server updates. So nothing gets pushed out until those two have gone through everything to make sure that there's nothing going to crash our client systems.
Do you use like an automated testing suite for like the standard applications and stuff like that and run it against the updates? And are you using a Watson server?
So what we do, Hyper-V is free. Hypervisor is free through Windows 10. You can put that on Pro. So what we do is we do a whole environment of a network. And we'll have, right now we've got, I've got a network on mine. I'm running server 2016 with a 2019 server tied in. We've got a data center tied into that as well. And then we've got Windows 8, Windows 7 that's out of date, but we still have it because some clients still have Windows 7 with the Windows 10 on there. And we run all the patches through that, run the software emulation. We have different VMs that we can, or not VMs, so Hyper-Vs that we can load that different client profiles. So we'll do an exact copy of a client profile computer, throw it up on the VM, and test it.
That's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And anybody watching next Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time, Tuesday afternoon, I'm having Wexter on. He's an awesome designer. He's done a lot of awesome work, and he'll be on at 2 o'clock next Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
Cool.
And then hopefully in a few weeks, I'll have Fotis Mint on.
Cool.
Fotis Mint?
Yes.
Cool.
I talked to him on Twitter, and he's in the middle of a few things right now, but it sounds like I can't guarantee that, but there's a good chance he'll be on within the next month.
Oh, nice.
But Mike, we also use Avast Cloud Care.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Oh, they've integrated patch management now with it. on the back end.
Really?
Oh yeah, and let me tell you what, it puts Kaseya to just Kaseya can just go away.
What was that called?
Kaseya.
Not familiar.
Kaseya is a patch management tool that's been around for a while, but their business practices are just going down the toilet. Avast actually just bought Pyreform, CC Cleaner, Defraggler. They bought them last year.
Well, they've been acquiring stuff for a long time. Like they acquired AVG. And I know they've acquired a bunch of other, like some of the spyware testing suites and whatnot.
Yep. And what they're doing is they're going in and they're putting it all together. But if they're doing it smartly, they're not combining the companies. They're leaving Pyreform as its own entity.
Yeah.
The only one that they combined was AVG because they wanted AVG's cloud care for the business. They wanted that because as a reseller and as an MSP, I can manage all my clients through one portal. So I don't have to go through like Kaspersky and go, okay, well, here's this portal for this client. Here's this portal for this client. It's all one client, all one portal. And then I can spin them off if they want as they're private and then just renew them on the fly. Yeah, it's a lot better than anything I've ever dealt with. But that patch management gives you all the details of the KB articles that come out for patching.
I'm watching the clouds move over outside my house. I have an all sky camera that watches the sky for meteors.
Yeah.
And for the last few nights, all I've had is clouds, clouds, and clouds.
Hey, David, you want to show off some of your planes? I'll put you on full screen. Oh, he can't hear me. Oh, he can hear me, but his mic's muted.
Mike's not muted. I'm right here.
Oh, no.
This is annoying. This is why it's bad to be into astronomy and be living in Michigan.
Texas.
I live in Vegas, and I got all the lights of the city. I can't see nothing. I can see Mars when it's bright and the moon, but I can't see no other stars. But when I watch some of these movies or where some of you guys might live, you walk outside, and there's like 100 billion stars. Like, wow, I've never seen that before.
The only time I've seen that was in Casper, Wyoming. I went out there for the eclipse a couple of years ago in 2017. And the skies are amazing out there.
Can you use what was it?
Your mic is muted, David, if you're talking.
Yeah, could you use like a camera that captures different wavelengths if you're doing sky watching? That way it can penetrate through the clouds or whatever?
Well, you can't go no. The only thing that will pass through the cloud is infrared. And you can't really see that because it'll come through as a haze, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing that passes through everything is neutrinos, but we can't see those, right? Because they're neutrinos.
It says his mic's not connected.
Yeah, he's just showing your workshop. So, in astronomy, what we do is for the different colors, we do different bandwidths capturing filters to only capture certain bandwidth, but there's no way to see through clouds. The only thing you can see through clouds with, if you wanted to do it, would be radio telescopes, because that'll pass through anything, because it doesn't matter. But that's a different beast altogether.
Well, when he turns his mic back on, I'm going to have everybody say what they want to say. I'm going to wrap this up because we've slowed way down and we're kind of running out of things to talk about. But I've been talking for 3 hours, 10 minutes.
There he is.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Well, I must have hit mute. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Well, this laptop I have has a touch screen on it, and my garage is really cold, and the screen starts acting funky in the cold weather. So I had to come inside. So I'm working on that reloading machine. I've got another part that I put in for it that is selling the machines, and
Yeah.
Get inside so I can do a little bit of fusion.
I'm gonna go watch Mandalorian season 2, episode 1, and get some dinner. But I'd like to thank all you guys for coming on. I'll try to come back on Sunday night. The next week I'll have a guest on, and I do this whenever I can. We've been streaming for a little over 3 hours, and I really appreciate it. If you guys want to say to anybody watching, go ahead. No.
See you all next week.
Change that channel.
Yeah, anybody wants to plug it, go ahead and say what you want to say, or not. If not, I'll bleep you all out and I'll say goodbye to everybody. So, all righty. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. Take care, Mike, Liam, David, Dan. Everybody have a great night, and I'm gonna pop everybody out here and say goodbye. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jerry.
Our pleasure.
And yeah, okay, we've been streaming for 3 hours, 10 minutes. I'm kind of getting burnt out. I'm going to go watch Mandalorian season 2, episode 1. But everybody's watching on Facebook and YouTube. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes and shares. I really appreciate it. And those people that have donated to me through PayPal or my links, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the help. I'm currently working on the project out back. I'll be working on that more tomorrow on my enclosure, and I'll try to be back on Sunday. And then next week, I'm going to make a post tomorrow. We'll be having Wexter on. We'll be on 2 o'clock Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific. And I hope you can drop in and say hi, everybody. So everybody have a great night and happy printing.